Hello everyone and welcome, Happy New Year and welcome to Laurence hides in a tree, because I seem to be. Yes, this is Foundry and it's been about 2 weeks since I last played this game, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to remember exactly what was going on, but we'll see what we can do. Hello Sakatira, hello Board Easy and hello Sophia, welcome one and all. So the first thing I need to do, I'm aware of because Regular left a note 2 weeks ago and with the bot on the Discord server to remind me that I need to come over here and plug in this fracking tower. Because this is my new copper blast furnace that I finished off last week and it's currently working, but it doesn't have all that much ore going into it, so it's running a bit slower than I'd like. And that's because this fracking tower here needs to be plugged in. It's not, the voice is not necessarily, or the voice is not necessarily because of hangover. It's more, I suspect, because of singing or shouting quite a lot last night. So yes, I may be a little bassier than sometimes. I think I probably also need to hit the go button as well on this thing. If you were a fracking tower, where would you? There's the go button. Drop in here and go. Right, it's filled up with fracking liquid, and it's now attacking the fracking copper underground. Lovely. Fracking liquid consumption. There we go. So it's working. This is doing the thing. So that's good. So we should see now if we come over here and drop down the Mario pipe. Get in the hole. Boink 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 boink. Right, sooner or later we should see quite a lot more copper starting to come through here. And a lot more copper ore rubble coming through here. Probably. And some coming up, oh no, probably some coming down this belt as well. Yeah, coming down this belt as well, but I can't. How do I get up there? Like this. And I'm cautiously optimistic that, you're right, these guys should start working again. But they don't seem to have done. Status: mining ore vein core has sufficient fracking liquid. Okay, maybe it's just still. Here we go. Yes, it's just making its way along the conveyor belts in here. So there's quite a bit of spin up time because I put the liquid in, and then presumably that meant this could start mining, and that meant these little wagons could start trundling along rails here. But they need to get actually into the machine and empty out like that. And then we can start running all the additional copper along here. This is looking good. This is looking good. And it'll come down here, goes down the hole here, and then we've got twice as much coming through here, like that. Comes along here, la 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 la, and then it'll go in there, and then we'll have twice as much coming out here. And also, all these are going to pick up even more, I think, because I just went and looked at the nearest vein miners, and so we're going to have a lot more coming from the more distant vein miners as well. So there we go, that's going to pour in there, and then that's going to mean it'll start pouring out, well, trundling out here. There is more, anyway, that's the important thing. We now have significantly more of that coming through. And that means we've got more of that coming along here, and therefore going into the elevator here. Lovely. So if I fly back up here, boink, 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 boink. And then I can go all the way up here and won't be able to see anything at all because it's all hidden inside these inside there. But that will mean that sooner or later we'll get a bit more. We'll get more copper coming in here. That will fill up significantly more than it is, significantly more quickly than it is at the moment. And well, then hopefully we'll be able to hang on to a bit more. We'll get more of the liquid copper coming out here. Molten copper, I should call it. And then we should be able to get more of these things running, and therefore even more copper coming out. Now, actually, at the moment, we do seem to have enough copper, but I wanted to get that fixed up and working at the higher rate of speed that we wanted to work at before I cleared off and started doing other things. How many nodes have I plugged into? That's a good question. I think I did 4 initially, and then an additional 2. I'm not going to be able to tell on the map. There's too much stuff going on. Yeah, I think there was 4 and then another 2 further down, but I'm honestly not certain. But we've got enough coming out to keep this system happy, as you can tell by the fact that these belts are not running constantly. And then we've got a decent amount flowing along here to go over into this area and be made into green circuits. So that's looking pretty good. I think we're pretty happy at the moment with this. All of this could be ripped up, but you know what, I'm just going to leave it for historical reasons. And along here, yes, we're making all of the electronic components in order to make all of the green circuits that I'm going to trickle gently out and go into here. So when the plane comes back, we can give it some more. Right. Have I connected the power to the copper foundry? I don't think you need to. I don't think I don't think the blast furnace actually uses power. I mean, it's working, so if it does need to be plugged in, I have plugged it in. But I have a feeling it doesn't actually need to be, despite the fact that it has some computer screens on it. It doesn't actually seem to use power at all. That said, it is on Foundation, so it does have low voltage power available to it. But I don't think it's using it. Okay, so that is copper sorted, at least for the time being. Let's fly back over to the main factory, get some more jetpack fuel because that's starting to run a little bit low. I'm down to nearly down to my last megajoule, and then have a look. So what I want to do now is go and have a look at all of the other resources that are bimbling through the factory, and make sure that while I've been off messing with the iron and then going off and having a copper crisis and a concrete crisis as well, actually for that matter, that other things have carried on, have kept working fast enough, and we don't have massive shortages. Hello, regular, welcome. And I have already. Done the thing, completed your reminder and gone in and set the and plugged in the copper blast furnace. That's working nicely now. Okay, back to the main factory. So what's going on over here? Well, first things first, let's get some more of that fuel. Zzz, bonk. Gimme. Right, there we go. Now I'm up to another 6,000 megajoules. Much better. Right, so let's go and see. So over here, we have the main. This is the main sort of robot, drone, etc., production area. So if I look through here, well, immediately I can see there's a belt here that doesn't have anything on it. So that's broken. Let's sort that one out first. So what are you? You're coming from all the way around here. Okay, this is plastic. That's weird. Why have we run out of plastic? And I built up. In fact, we've completely run out of plastic. No, there's a bit down there, but maybe that's being fed round and coming back out again. So there should be, yeah, plastic production is over here. This belt should be full of. Have I run out of oil? Yes, I think I have. Yes. Yes, we have no oil. Good. Right. Okay. So we've already moved the oil mine once. So we used to have an oil mine here. That patch dried up completely, so I moved it from there to here. Now apparently that one has dried up as well, so where do I go next? So the oil is being used here, and so it's going to need to get to here from wherever I acquire it from. So if I want to just extend this, there is a patch down here and one down here. Those both look quite sizable, so I could run an extremely long pipe all the way through this mountain, pop out over here, and probably tap both of those so I don't have this sort of problem again too soon. There's one over here. Actually, that's kind of, yeah, if I went to this one, then I'd have to run the pipe all the way under the entire factory and then bring it, but then it would pop up here quite neatly. It could go in, yeah, so that's certainly possible. And there's another one up here that could be linked into it when that inevitably runs out. There's one just up here. That's probably the closest, actually. And given that we are also using oil somewhere in this area, that's not too long a pipe run, actually. Yeah, let's go for that one first. I'll leave in this pipe because that will mean that when that one inevitably runs out, I can go off and tap these two without too much more effort. That's a good point. Are there any oil veins? I've not noticed any, but that isn't a no. That's just an I haven't spotted any. No, reservoirs seem to be something different from patches. No, there don't seem to be any infinite sources of oil, which is a bit of a shame. But they do last a while, I guess. So yeah, let's go off and tap that one. I'll go and reclaim the drills from over here first. Then we can tap that one. Bring it down this way. Actually, there's another one over there. Maybe we'll tap both of those, just because they're kind of convenient. And then we can, yeah, and then we can go with things from there. Yeah, occasionally I manage to organise myself a little bit. Don't expect it to continue for long, though. this? I think it's just weird rock patterns. Here we go. This is my next oil patch. So let's drop in here. Yeah, I theoretically, yes, I could import stuff from the market, but you know me. I've been trying not to do that because I prefer to play the game in a not importing. I prefer to mine stuff up as much as I can. It just feels more the way I like to play this sort of game. It suits my Factorio mind better, I guess, because yeah, you can't buy stuff in Factorio in the same way. The Thermalite is of course the exception, because that is a thing that you can only buy because it is actually money. So I'll be using that separately. Sorry, I am bringing that in. But the rest of the stuff, I've got this far with just digging stuff up manually and then using it. So I'm going to try and carry on that way. Right, are any of these crude? Yes, I think this one down here is crude. Let's check. Does it say bum when I click on it? It says empty, so that's a pretty good sign, to be honest. Right, so I would like to have a long pipe. Do I just want to run this pipe over the top of the landscape like the water pipes are, or should I make a tunnel for it? I think I'll just run it over the top of the landscape, because if I do anything else along here, it's probably going to involve crude oil, and therefore having a pipe available is going to be kind of handy. I'm also going to need yep, it goes underneath that. Lovely. I'm also probably going to need a to destroy that tree. I'm probably also going to need to have some power along here, because there's no way that this pipe is going to not run into the length limitations. Also, this is the problem with running a pipe above ground, is you occasionally have to stop to shoot a bush. Whereas if you make a tunnel, well, okay, you have to make the tunnel, but once you've made the tunnel, there's not going to be anything in the way because it's underground. And the new version with the being able to do having random underground caverns and things, which will probably have some sort of decor in them, I assume, hasn't been released yet, or at least hasn't been made compatible with old saves. And I'm not starting again just to have caves and chasms and things. That will come. I'll wait until they finish it properly. Where is that the oil patch? That's convenient. I'm quite impressed that this pipe hasn't reached its complexity limit yet. I'm half expecting it to do that with that last piece now that I've said it. Oh no, we've still got a third of the complexity left. That's really good. So I'm going to be able to drop the drills in here and just hook them up. No problems, no muss, no fuss. You run into veins when digging tunnels. Wow, I've not done that. That's quite impressive. The veins are far enough apart that I think I've only ever run into one when I've been trying to go to that vein. Right, where's your output? There's your output. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 of these has been enough every single time so far. So I'm going to stick with having 10 of them. This is problematic. How do I even? I think the answer is that I don't. All right, we'll put this one. Can I put it here on the end? No. I'll put it over here. It's fine. It looks a bit silly, but it's fine. Okay, so now I also need to find power. Well, there's power just over there, actually. That's not so bad. Also, I think I've put that pylon on top of a tree. Yes, I have indeed put that pylon on top of a tree. Let's sort that out, because it looks silly. And we don't want things to be silly in this game, do we? No. Can't go having silly things. So I now run a cable from there to there. So if this doesn't reach, I will cry. To there. There we go. Lovely. And then from there, over there. Okay, so let's fly up a little bit further so I can see what I'm doing slightly more easily. Run you to about there. We have another one. Thank you. Okay, we're just trying to go slightly too far. Do it from too far up, rather. Right, so I'll put that one there, which just reaches. I can then go bip, bop, 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 spot. There we go. Now they're all plugged in. They're all working. Lovely. And I just need to finish the pipe off. So we'll get that out. Right click. Learn. Yeah, there we go. Learn to play the game, Laurence. Okay, so along here, these are going to be four-way intersections like this. Because we want to grab in from both of those, both of those, both of those, both of those, and then that one there. Then I'll switch back over to the straights, rotate, and we put you in all the way along through here like this, dum 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 dum, to about here. Then we also need to run. I'm going to use the smart magic drag mode from go from there to there. Plug into that one, lovely, and then from here to here. Is this going to be? It's even at the right height. That's amazing. Right, there we go. Oil is oiling once again. That was actually a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. Thanks to just running this pipe above ground all the way across, and then finding the power quite so close to the area where I put the pumps in. That's really good. Yeah, it probably is just under 300. Let's have a look how close to 300 we are. Close to 267. So pretty high, but acceptable. And I haven't needed to put a pump in. Probably will as soon as I start adding anything to the system over here. But for now, it's managed. It's hung together. So that should now mean that all of this will kick back in. I said that should mean that all of this will now kick back in. Prod, prod, prod. Oh, have I hit a plant on the way through? Oh, you're right. There's two plants, in fact. Well, a plant and a rock. Boom. Boom. Right, so this isn't going to work then. Because I'll put that in there, and immediately, boom, red flag. I mean, red pipe. Okay, so I need to put a pump in. Ideally, here would be a good place to put it, because that was the problem. But there's no power around here, because of course there isn't. I mean, there's power right there, actually, so it's not exactly difficult. So let's take out a piece there and a piece there. I'll put in now, do I want to put in a low voltage or a high voltage pump? I guess I've got high voltage cable right there, so let's bring high voltage over from there. That's not what I wanted to put in. Let's put in that. Link from there to there and there. Then hopefully I still have some pumps left. If I don't, I should be mildly upset. Power pump. There we go. And you are a high voltage one already. Excellent. So put that there, and then I can just link it up like that. Boom. Okay. And yeah, well over 300. But now it's okay. It's all right. I don't mind putting an additional pump in. Right, there we go. And now we have a little tortoisey armadillo-y guy down there. But we also, more importantly, we now have plastic flowing out of these machines, and most of it is just going straight into this aeroplane. Okay, fine. We should also get some plastic coming out of here as well. This pump worries me. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, okay. Right, this pump is going, obviously. This stack of foundation is going because it offends me. Then this is going, and we're going to put in a pipe here to link those two together. So that'll now start working. But while I'm here, I'm also going to put in a pump here like this, hopefully. Could we, put the pump on the pipe? Come on. Fine, I'll do the weird build mode. There we go. Put that there. And then, I don't really need to plug it in right now, but at some point in the future I might put oil into this. Oh heck. Right, okay. I'll need to take that pump out actually. That doesn't go there. We need another piece. We need to join that up like that, and this is probably there. Yep, then that's going to go red like that. So I guess then I'll come over here and knock out that and that and that and that. Oop, too many, but never mind. And then it's time for more pumps over here. So we want one going that way. Come on. You just snap onto the pipe like a sensible pump should. Right, so I have that going that way. This going this way. and then I can link these in, and it should all work. Should. Emphasis on should. Right, so we've got a pipe full of, yeah, we've got a pipe of oil here. It's pretty full. That seems to be okay. And then we've got a pipe down here that is getting some put in it, but also emptying itself very, very quickly. So I think that's just a filling up the buffers down here, getting all of these machines come back online and start working again. So that's probably all right. Yeah, exactly. It's just buffering. But now we have plastic flowing along here, so that's good. We like to see that. That's going to get the rest of the factory up and running and sort of starting to behave itself a bit again. We don't need to send oil down there because that's an input. We do need to send oil down here, and this is presumably going to be sort of gradually picking up as we discussed. Yes, it's filling up all the buffers over here. No, try again. Sneeze properly. There we go. Right. So yes, all these machines have kicked in. So I reckon it is as you say, Skatira. Yes, it's just filling the buffers up, and so then if all the machines are running, then I'm fine with that. We just need to let them fill up, and yeah, this one's got up to 300 litres now. So I think, yeah, things are looking pretty good over here, except I'm trapped under this pipe and can't get out. Yeah, there we go. The pipe's full now. Okay, that's been two quite nice, easy fixes, actually. I was half expecting... Well, I mean, I've still got the copper supply sorted out. That was quite easy. I've got the plastic fixed up and running again. That was, again, surprisingly easy. So now I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop and to find something that's broken and is really difficult to sort out. Okay. Thank you, Regular. Right, so... what's next? I think the previous logic still applies. Have a look at these belts and see if anything is not working as it should. But all of these seem to have stuff on them. And they're all flowing stutterily. So that suggests they're producing enough. Or suggests they're able to produce everything they need to. Oh, the Thermalite is not a solid belt, and that's certainly not stuttery. But that's because that's all pouring into making the building material, and that's because I think we're restocking the warehouse over here after doing all of that building, getting the blast furnace up and running over on the copper vein a little while ago. Okay. I like to think the hunting bottlenecks isn't the main part of the game. Fixing bottlenecks, sure. Hunting bottlenecks, though, there are other things that happen. All right. Okay. I noticed that we seem to have an awful lot of electronic components flowing through here. Now, beyond here, it's fine. The belt is stopped, but there are a lot going in here to be made into planter drones. Is this something that's going to catch up? Do I need more? Do I need more of these? If so, that's going to be using up a lot of that copper I was creating. If we look along here, we have a green belt that's bringing them through. Are we actually making them fast enough for a green belt? We have a lot of machines making them. How is our copper input? Our copper input is running almost constantly, but not quite. Jeez. Am I going to need to bring another green belt of copper over to here just to satisfy the factory's insatiable hunger for these ridiculous little electronic component things? Quite probably is my answer, I would say. Okay. So let's not sit somewhere really loud, but let's not float in the air while I think about what I'm going to do. So we have the new copper blast furnace down here that is coppering away blastfully, and that's producing a significant quantity of copper. There is going to be a lot coming out of there. However, I'm not entirely convinced it's going to be producing enough. So these things here, these are spec'd to produce 4 green belts worth of copper if they're running at full speed. I suspect that we're not quite using all of that. Let's go and have a look. So we've got one of them was flowing constantly into green circuit production. That one did seem to be in full use. How do I get in there? Probably through here. Yep. Here we go. Boink, 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 boink. Then the other 3 are, well, these 3 that run all the way from the blast furnace and then come through here. And this is the belt. This is the system that takes them into the main part of the factory. This one is presumably the one that's going off that we looked at, that we just saw the other end of. This is the one that's all getting turned into thingamawhatsit. what do you call it? Electronic components for the drone creation. This one stuttery and fairly slow, so that's okay. This one probably running. This one's probably running about 2/3 capacity. This one's maybe 50%, I would say. So, do I have the capabilities to just upgrade this to the next tier of belt and pour twice as much copper along here? And if so, am I then going to find that this elevator is too slow to do that? In fact, let's have a quick look at this. So this is an elevator Matron Mark IV, 2,560 items per minute. This is 640. So this is 4 times the speed of this. So we can have 4 of these belts, or 2 of these and 1 blue belt coming out. Is it blue belts that are the fastest ones? I think I've researched them. Yes, here we go. Blue belts. That's kind of pricey. Okay, and I'll need to make hundreds of them in order to upgrade this. It might be easier to just do this with greens, to be honest, which take more normal bits and pieces. But either way, I reckon there is going to be enough coming out of the 4 belts coming out that can come out of the Foundry, no, the blast furnace system. I think is going to provide enough to allow this to run, to allow this one to run twice as fast, given that these two aren't running flat out. Oh wait, actually, hang on. No, I don't need to upgrade the entire thing, because if I reckon that these 3 are running at 2 belts worth between them, if I run another one from this elevator, we can just pour it in faster. This elevator works as a balancer. That's convenient. Is it worth... I could put it... It just occurred to me. I could put in a logistics chest down here somewhere. Have the 3 green belts pour the copper into it, and then have outputs, and then have loaders take it out and send it all off to wherever it's needed. That's an interesting idea. Do I have one in my pockets? Probably not. F-O-P-M. Logistics container 2. How big are those? Okay, that would do. Yeah, I could have 3 belts going into that and more than 3 coming out of it. Right, let's do something with this. So I'm going to pull up an area of belt to start with, like that. And I'm also going to pull up this belt here. All of that. Then I'm going to fall through a hole in the floor. Then I'm going to climb back up out again. And then I'm going to fill in the hole in the floor so I don't do that again. So I don't need this hole anymore. There we go. I probably don't need this hole either, actually. There we go. Doesn't that look nicer? And so, right, I've been talking for too long. I've let things all empty. Right, so let's now put the logistics container in here. Then I'll run all the way around the outside of it with putting in it with my entrenching tool, like this. There we go. And now I can fill in this whole area with foundation. I'll then need to take this off until I can find some power, but there's going to be some just above here because we're basically in the middle of the factory. So I reckon if I just drill straight up, the odds are that'll happen. Excellent, just what I wanted. So I can just bring some power down like that. Then I can put in some loaders. Boink, 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 boink. I actually only need 3 of these because this is currently a nonsense. So let's pull up that to about there. Then I can run this belt straight into that one. Run this belt straight back to that one. And this belt will go into that one. There we go. So it's filling that up with the copper now. And if I come to here, I can say I would also like to get rid of the copper I just picked up by messing around with, by pulling up belts and things. Then over here, I can put in another loader to export, and we'll make you an output like that. Same along here, like this, this, this. And I need to finish off the belts over there, which I can't do because I can't get to them. Boink, like that. Okay, so that has actually made no difference whatsoever for now, because I've got it's just using this as a balancer now. So we've now got all three of these running flat out, dumping all of their copper straight into this thingamawats, into this logistics container, and then over here we've got them unloading at whatever speed they need to. And if we look at this thing, you can see that number is going up very, very slowly. Okay, I was expecting that number to go up quite a bit quick. Oh. Yeah, okay, now it's going up a bit quicker because we've filled some of the belts up, so we're running at the expected speed. And so, I think I can now come round here and I can drill another hole here and run another one of these along this way and plumb that straight into the other, into the same place, into the robot production down the other end of this tunnel. However, to do that, I'm going to need to dig an extremely long hole. Probably. I'll get to there. How big is that? 1 by 33. Nice. You know what? I'm going to make it taller so I can actually get through. Like height 3. There we go. We don't want that. Right, there we go. So now we take some of this along here. I do suspect that this is not going to have quite the level of throughput I'm going to need, but I think it's going to be close enough that it's going to be worth doing. That is, I think it's going to give me a lot more throughput, even if we can't quite fill all of these belts. Whoa, okay, we found something else. We found some iron that's being brought up and out to the surface. That's mildly awkward, but we do have the technology to deal with that. It's called dig a different hole. Yes, it is. You're right. It's 3 in to 4 out, but one of those outs is a yellow belt, so it's significantly slower. I think it was yellow, and also 2 of the green belts that were running before, and the yellow belt as well. In fact, were running quite slowly before. So I reckon there's quite a lot of extra capacity on those that we're not using at the moment. So I think it's going to be okay, but we will wait and see. Bring us along here to there. Fixed point is R. Then we go through this way. I am wondering how much sorry, I am wondering whether I'm going to want this to come out in the same place as the other copper belt, or whether I'm going to want to bring it along a little bit further. And that is a question for slightly later on. Well, why are you not taking out? What's going on here? Why were those not getting taken out? I do not know. So yes, so I'm going to want to bring it up at this, basically as close to the area where I'm making the electronic components as possible. So we'll see where this comes out when I get there, basically. And this is where I almost inevitably find out that this is not the right belt I'm on. No, it must be the right belt. There's nothing else that goes down this way. Ah, here we go. This is where it surfaces. Can I surface here? Probably not. Not without a little bit of digging. Oh, here's a place. That's convenient. Right, where am I? Okay, I am after the thingy. That's here. This is where we're making all the electronic components. So ideally, I want to come out at, or I want to go along here and then pop out over there somewhere, probably. Where am I now? I am at minus 165. But I think actually we wanted to pop up. Oh, actually, has this caught up? No, it hasn't. Do we want to come up in this pond? I don't think we want to come up in the pond because that's going to be very, very messy. We want to come up probably about here. Right, let's try and lay some belt pieces in here. So, we're going to want to have one of these, but it's going to be an up, like that. It's not going to be able to go there. Oh, actually, it could go there, because I can take out the foundation underneath that. So, yeah, let's put that there. And then we'll remove that, and also remove that, which is slightly weird, but we can have the belt poking out into space. That's all right. Then I can fall in the water. Then I can put in another one of these like that. And then like that. Then... Alright, let's go through the wall here instead. So we'll have that belt there. And then we'll go into this wall. I'll put in another ramp like that. Then we'll attempt to get myself into this wall, which is going to require another entrance here for a bit of... yeah, exactly, just washing the dust off. Typing can be difficult, I know the feeling. Okay, and then... Right, we're far enough away from the pond now. I'll shoot that one out as well. Yeah, that we're not going to accidentally flood the factory when I dig further down here. So I think this is okay. So I have another one of these in the hole there, and then we have another one of these joining the two together. I put that too far down in the hole. My hole is too deep. That goes there, and then we go. Okay, we are at minus 161. Let's sort of go over this one. 161.32. Let's go over here. See if we can get this sorted. So the way in was by these red flowers down here, wasn't it? Blue flowers, red thorns? No, red flower, blue hole. So 161 is here. Okay. So I need to continue this hole this way. What was the other number I said? I honestly can't remember. Oh dear. Although I think we might be... Yeah, we're sufficiently close to the surface that I think this is probably going to be alright. Let's go through here and see if I can find the other end of that belt. It's going to be a fair way through actually, because the other machines, there's quite a lot of the other machines coming through here, making the making all the electronic components. So I've got some way to go doing this. I'm doing the digging by hand again. I do apologise for that, but I think I'm probably nearly there now. I'll check the map in a second. Map. Okay, I'm nearly there, more than halfway. So I think I'll just finish it off like this. It is reasonably quick. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. So now we shoot out that one as well, and then we have another ramp in there, and then I can green belt back from here. La 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 la, and whack that in there. Bloink. That's a very Mario sound. And I can come back through here, get back out again. Whoosh. And we should see an enormous quantity. There we go. There's a load of copper appearing there on that ramp. Good. So now I'm going to do a copy paste, because this is lovely, but I want more. So I'll select an area. I would like from there to yeah, there. There feels good. To about there. And I would like to do a copy in place, and then we're going to double this, boink, like that. And okay, quite a lot of it is intersecting with the world. So we open up the panel, we go, I do not want it. I want to demolish the terrain. I want to demolish the decor, and that first machine isn't going to work, but that's okay. We'll remove that one, and it'll be maybe put one more on the end. And we can do a confirm paste, and boom. Boom? No boom. Lack of boom because lack of assembler 2s. Well, you know what? We could upgrade these to assembler 3s, couldn't we? That would be fine. Oh, and a lack of red belts as well. Okay. and a lack of loaders too. Is there anything else I'm missing while I'm at it? So I'm missing foundation, I'm missing assemblers, I'm missing a loader, I'm missing conveyor 3s, conveyor 1s, and that's about it. Oh, and yeah. Okay, well let's go and get some. Let's go and stock up a little bit. Yeah, there is an additional up ramp on the end over here. That one, which I don't need, and there is some shenaniganery going on over here because that up ramp is in the way of. Is it in the way? Actually, in the way of anything? Maybe there's just some belt it was trying to put in there, so that might be all right. Okay, let's go and get some more bits and pieces. So I'm going to need some more assembly machine 2s. Your assembly machine 2s on this belt. That means it must be in this machine here. Now, I could make them all assembly machine 3s. Maybe I should. I don't know. I'm also going to need more green belts, which is this one. Let's take 2 stacks of those. And apparently, I'm not going to use red belts. I'll upgrade them to yellows, just because I'm not carrying red ones around with me. That's utter nonsense. Right. So back up in. Hang on, no, inserters as well. They're from down here. So smelter, belt belts, inserters. That one. Yoink. Oh yeah, how am I at for other? I've got a decent number. I've got plenty of the other inserters. These the short ones that I tend to get through enormous quantities of. Right, let's try it again. Confirm paste. That one's fine. Loader. There's still. So there is a problematic one. We'll go and have a look at that. Conveyor 3. Got more conveyor 3. Yeah, I've got loads of conveyor 3. Let's go over and find out what's going on over here. So, there is obviously going to be the problem of not having any belts along here. So I decided I was going to upgrade this one to a yellow belt. So that's going to run through all the way to there. Lovely. There we go. And then, well, we can get rid of that again. And then this one down here, there's a loader that we can't. Yes, so there's meant to be a loader loading the copper into this machine, and we can't get that one in because this ramp is in the way. And if we can't get that in, how are you? What? Oh, okay, I see. And if we can't get, yeah, if this one can't make wires, then these two can't make components. But I can't get the. I could remove this and put my loader like that, and now this can now make the wire, but I can't get the. I assume, can I put this here? I can. Interesting. Okay, I wasn't expecting to be able to do that. I was expecting the ramp to the slope to get in the way, but I guess there's quite a lot of space into one of these things. So I can do that and then extend this. And you know what? I'll just join this whole thing up like that, because why not? Then all this any spare cable will just flow down and can be used by machines further along the thing. So there we go. Had to make a couple of minor tweaks to the design, but that's functional. We've now got loads of copper flowing in here. All these machines, as you can see, have kicked in. We've now got a lot more. We should now basically have double. In fact, yeah, look, there we go. We've now got this one running with stutter, which is exactly what we were going for, because now if it's stuttering like that, that means we're making the electronic components fast enough. Excellent. And all of these are building up a huge internal buffer as well, which means if we get any spikes in the amount we're using, then we'll be able to provide at the full green belt speed. So that's really good. I'm very happy that I've got that working now, and it's it's a silly number of machines, but that's why we build in this bus style, because then when we need to extend it, we just can, and it's really easy. Now, I do want to know how much copper we're getting through and how the copper supply is holding up. So I need to find my way back in about here, and here, and down here. How are you holding up? It's full. Yes, we have enough copper. Even the input belts are. Is that flowing? yeah, there's some jerking happening on this belt. These input belts are not flowing absolutely 100%. So we are using nearly all of the copper that's coming in, but nearly all is still less than all. This is okay. This has actually worked really, really well. I'm very happy. That I've essentially brought three green belts in. I've got 4 green belts and a yellow belt coming out because they're all a little bit over-spec'd. And there's enough buffer built up in here that if one of these, even if all of these suddenly decide they need a lot more copper for a limited period of time while they refill a buffer of something else, the system is just going to be able to keep up because we can dump out from this buffer here. So that, yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. That's worked very, very nicely. Unlike me ever getting out of any of these holes. There we go, there's a way out. Okay. Yes, very pleased with that. I think that a problem at some point is going to be the steel is at some point going to be a problem. At the moment, it's coming from this iron patch here. The iron ore is being brought up here, combined with the coal that's brought in by aeroplane to here from here, I think, and made and then cooked into steel somewhere underground along here. I think at some point I'm going to want to move that to over here, where we have infinite iron coming out because we have an ore vein with a fracking tower on top of it, and we've already tapped a coal patch up here, and have considerations for tapping an additional 2 coal patches here and here when that one runs out. And so that would allow me to also make the steel in this sort of area, and then run that down the mega tunnel of doom and bring it into the factory with the iron, basically. So I'm not going to do that yet, but I think at some point I may well need to do that. I have noted that the copper consumption is massively higher than the iron consumption. So that's actually similar to Factorio. You find in early game you use enormous amounts of iron because you're building belts and things like that in huge quantities. And it's all basic infrastructure, and that tends to be very, very iron heavy. And also I think that's the early science packs are quite iron heavy. And then later on everything switches over to circuits. You're building enormous quantities of circuits, as you've seen in this one with the big factory for them down here where they're being flown back over. So once you started building all those circuits, then you suddenly find you're using enormous quantities of copper. I would not be surprised if at some point in the next few weeks I end up having to put in a second blast furnace to produce copper. And there is enough capacity on this ore vein over here that I reckon I could build another copy of this, put it in over here perhaps, feed in the stone and the coal in the appropriate ways, or maybe just mirror it and have it go across the river up this way, so it's handy for all of the inputs, and then just have twice as much copper being pulled out of the ore vein over here. That's a thing for the future, though. At the moment, things are okay. We have a green belt of electronic components flowing out of the new rather silly electronic component production system. Why are these machines not running? Oh, that's an input one. That's why. Meh. There we go. Fump, fump, and fump. Fump. There we go. Right, they're all running now. Okay, good. So that's now all seems to all be working. I had one of my inserters the wrong way. In fact, the reason I had that is because I switched this from being default to being output, and then just didn't look at what I was doing, basically. Right. Okay. So yes, as I was saying, I've now got this full green belt of electronic components pouring out of here, except that it's gradually backing up and up and up, so we're getting more and more and more buffer on it. So that's really good. But there is probably some buffer filling going on down here somewhere. So maybe the next thing to do is fly along here and go, why are not all of these machines working? Actually, let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start, and go along and just see why any of the assembly machines, any of the ones that aren't running, see why they're not running, and see if it's a problem I need to fix, or whether it's just something expected. Right, so you're making components. Oh, and there's just enough of them. Okay, that's fine. You are also fine. You're making electronic components, but there's again enough of those. These are right. These machines are running. These ones are not because there's enough coming along the belt here. Now I could speed the belt up, but the spaceport over there is basically full, so I don't think I have any problems with the rate we're producing the whatever sort of, I think they're light bots, whatever sort of bot they are, it doesn't really matter. Then along here we are making more components. What are you doing or not doing? Yeah, you're making more mechanical components. Fine, that's just a belt running fairly slowly because we don't need them all. Yeah, I don't think there's any point in speeding those up. Then along here, right, we've made enough of these the building materials. That's nice. What are you making? It was something mildly interesting. Oh, you're making landing pads. Okay, fine. This one is all running. We've just checked this. These ones are all running. These are all running. These are all running. These are all running. These are not all running. So over here, there is something we do not have enough. We do not have enough advanced components coming through here. Right, where are they being made? They are being made down there somewhere. La 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 la. Follow this back, and there's probably going to be another doubling happening quite soon, I suspect. God, this is a horrible tangled spaghetti. Right, this system here is insufficient. This is bringing in iron and steel and producing advanced components via the intermediate of basic components. Okay, the steel input seems to be okay. The iron input, and it's kind of working. Probably okay. Let's just copy and paste it because that's what we do. No, not F. K. I would like to. Give me the thing. Okay. There we go. Okay, maybe I pressed the wrong thing. I would like to select an area, and this time it's going to be from there to there. All of this. I don't really want the splitter, but okay, we'll deal with that later. To there. I don't really want the ramps, but again, deal with them later. I like all of that. I'll do a confirm copy and place. You know what? I think I might triple this just because I can. Let's put that out to there. And confirm the paste. Boom. Oh yeah, you know what would help? If I went in and did demolish terrain, demolish decor, confirm the paste. And then I can find out, okay, that's all, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Conveyor 2 and conveyor 1. Run out of conveyor belt. I've run out of conveyor 2s as well. No, I haven't. What are you doing? Oh, that's probably one that's blocked by something else there. Conveyor balance 2 is also blocked. Conveyor 1s I'm going to need to put in. Right. So, we've got a few things here to fix up. So, down there, no. Down here, press the right button, Laurence. That goes there. That goes la 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 all the way to here, like so. What? No. Why did you? What happened there? Right, let's try that again with slightly less fail. You go from there all the way to there. Boink. There we go. And then there's a splitter here. I don't want that splitter. I want that to just be a belt going through like that. And then I think that's good. I think that is now, that should start working. Oh no, it shouldn't. There's a bit more cleaning up of ramps to do here. And then run a belt in like that. At this point we go, oh no, we do, oh there's, all these things need to be fixed in 2 places because I tripled it rather than just doubling it. Nope, that seems to be fine. This seems to very not be fine. Because the steel's only just getting in. Right, okay. So the machines are sort of sporadically kicking in. There is not enough iron coming through. Is that because right, that's because we have an iron shortage here now. So we have a green belt of iron coming in here, but it's not very full at this point. It seems to be a full green belt of iron coming in, but then a little bit of it gets split off here, and then all the rest of it goes into making those components. So actually putting in that massive expansion has just meant that we don't have enough iron for anything else to run. Great. Yeah, there should be another unwanted splitter, shouldn't there? Unless it just didn't. Oh no, it just didn't get built because some of this soil terrain was in the way, I think. So it couldn't be built. So when I came along and fixed the belt, that sorted it, I think. Because it certainly seems to be working. However, that said, we may actually not have enough iron but we do now have enough advanced components, so that seems to be sorted. The question is, if we go back to wherever it was that we were trying to use them up, is a solid yellow belt of advanced components enough for the whole system along here? And I can't even see. Oh, here they are. They're snaking up there. All of those are running, and that might have been the problem area. Or were you the problem area? You are short of... Now we get to the point where we're short of those little rocket engine things. That's these guys. So that's this bit. All of these machines is apparently insufficient. Input stuff appears to be alright. So, yeah, again, it's another doubling. And we're going to have the same problem. Actually, let's do a slightly less than double, because these machines are all exactly the same. So, if I now... no, not that. If I now select an area, and I go from here to here to here to copy and paste to thump straight through there, then we can go terrain, decor, paste, and I've run out of foundation, and I've run out of conveyor 1 still. That's fine. So we're going to get some more. Foundation in a second. I will shoot this up because I can. Yeah, there is no belts in here because all of this is red belt because of reasons. Let's go and get some foundation, and let's get some more yellow belt because I think I'm going to need it. Ooh, actually, you know what I could do? I'm still going to need more foundation. Let's go and get that. So dodge around here. Foundation is made in. It goes into this box. Bump. 2 stacks is. Oh, 2 stacks is, and I don't have enough space in my inventory. 2 stacks is a nice number to collect. Let's destroy the biomass. I don't need a bajillion thousand of those, taking up half my inventory practically. Same goes for the seeds. We don't need seeds. Where we're going, we don't need seeds or copper. There we go. Things are somewhat better now. I've got a little... Ooh, and machinery parts. We don't need those either. Okay, that's a slightly more useful inventory layout than I had before. How many of belts? Yellow belts. 173. Let's get some more yellow belts, just because I know I'm absolutely ripping through them. There's only 74 in here. Gimme. But that's because I've been making lots and lots of green belts. So, worst case, I guess I can upgrade to green belts. I don't feel like I should, but I could. So, right, this is the new bit here that I was trying to build and wasn't going so well. So, first things first, let's upgrade this, and this, and this, and this, like so. I guess I'd also better upgrade this, and... Oh no, that's already a green one there, that's fine. Don't know how far down that's got. That's already yellow, good. Is that the lot? Yeah, I think that's all the inputs. That's what the ones that matter the most. So that means I can go back over to here and I can do I can confirm paste again and boop, and now it'll get built. Lovely. And so that means the end part has the red belts and the beginning part has the yellow belts, which means the speed is a bit neater. We'll bring in the resources a bit more quickly at the start of it, and they can slow down on the slow belts when they've gone through past half the machines. All right, these are all kicking in quite nicely. We're getting a lot more of the. Were these rocket engines? I can't even remember what we're making here. We are making hover engines. Close enough. Close enough. No, I couldn't get that. Update, I don't think, regular. I'm sort of waiting for the next update to come out and be able to be used with the and be able to use it with the with my current save, and then presumably I'll get it at that point. But yeah, I had a look in the betas available, and the only update that was available was the one that gives you robots that can act as like Factorio modules, and a couple of other things as well, like what else did it give you? Oh yeah, caves and things in the underground world. All of which would be nice to have, and if I could get those without having to start again, then I totally would. But I can't, so I won't. Fill in the holes. There we go. Right, so over here, I came over here because this is not making mining drones. Well, it is, but there's a shortage of... Okay, it's the little thruster engines, the hover engines again. I've just fixed that, So I think this is magically fixing itself. I don't know why I have 2 output belts running through here. Oh, one is for the drones being made, the droids being made by these machines. Okay, fine. So that's sort of fixing itself. As we come along here, we've got some machines that aren't working here. Early ones in the stack not working usually means that we've got too many on the belt, but this is not this machine, right? Okay, yeah, we've got a full thing of pistons here, so that's fine. These machines are not all working. What are you trying to do? You're trying to make robot parts, but you need more advanced machinery parts. Oh, we've just looked at that. Are we still not getting... Oh, we've got loads coming in here. Why are you sad? Oh, we've got a broken belt, that's why. Okay. So if I do that, suddenly everything will start to work. Oops. Now, granted, that's going to put additional drain on all of the inputs along here. We'll see how that goes. I may need to upgrade basically everything to yellow belts. Just everything down here may need yellowing. We shall see. But that's just pouring in there now. Oh, and there's another missing one there. No, not that. Yes, that. Boink. Any more? No. Yeah, so I obviously tripled. There was a little fox type critter down there. Yeah, I must have tripled this and then just missed some of the bits of belt that needed to go in there. Okay. Well, after all of that, I think we've now basically got everything working. It's been... How long has it been since I last did anything on the on my robot assembly? Because I built up this area to along here where we're making the farmer robots. Then I went off and then I went, oh no, we don't have any iron. Or no, we didn't have any steel. So I stole all of the iron ore that was being made into iron to make into steel and started making iron over here with the first blast furnace. Then we had a concrete crisis and a copper crisis at the same time, which was extremely problematic. And so where am I getting concrete from now? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, from here, yes. This stone patch up here, this stone patch here where the mineral rock is being brought, we're making concrete here and then putting it along this belt, and also anything that comes out from the slag as well. Then, as well as that, then I split off to do the blast furnace down here for the copper, to solve the copper crisis. And that is producing a little bit more concrete as well, but mostly it's producing the massive quantities of copper that's been pouring up here. Then there was the plastic crisis, and then it would just go through and beat things until they're actually working properly. So hopefully I've now got all of the inputs I need for all of the things I'm trying to make, which means it's now time to go off and make something new in addition, so that I require even more inputs. Yes, it is one of those games. That is how factory games go. So over here, why are we making farmer bots? Seem to be, yes. I think it's just a relatively slow rate of bringing in, I don't know, arms or something. Arms for the robots. No, maybe this is just the rate this runs at. You armless? Oh, no, it is armless. We're not making enough, yeah, not making enough arms around here. But because of the way I built this, that's going to be tricky to expand, so I'm not going to. Also, that's pretty full over there. So, oh, no, it's not that one. It's this one that takes them away. This is pretty empty. But it's not actually empty, and I've only just started the factory running again properly, so I kind of feel okay with this. How's the debt balance? Yeah, the debt balance is all long gone now. It was a large amount of money at the start, but at the point I've got to now, it was an insignificant amount of money. So yeah, I paid it off. It is now completely it's a meaningless amount of money. As Regular says, it was 5 million, and I've got 38.5 million, so I seem to be okay. Ooh, I wonder how power is doing. Can I have a machine with a Pokeball thing, please? Are you a machine with a Pokeball thing? No, for you. Here we go. Poke screen. Grid stats. What time? Firstly, what time is it? It is 8:30 in the morning. Okay, that's a good time for it to be, because I can now see the batteries didn't discharge completely overnight, and the solar panels are currently producing 350 megawatts, and we're using 150 megawatts. The batteries are charging at 200. Okay. That seems all right. So we are using slightly less than half the power because the batteries are charging. So we're probably going to be okay overnight, I think. I don't have very much headroom, so I think before I do any more large builds, I should go out and put in some more solar, and obviously therefore some more batteries. But at the moment, as of right now, it is okay. So I think the next thing to do is going to be to build another one of these robots. I've done the farmers. Let's see. So robots. So I've done the farmers. So there's combat and miner left to do. I've done most of these. I've definitely done them. Yeah, virtually. Yeah, I've done the maintenance drones, done planter, done transport. I don't think I've done snack bots. I have done screen. Haven't done science assistant. Done mining. Done combat. Done light, and I've done heavy duty transport bot. I think I've done vacuum or possibly cleaning, but I don't think I've done both of them. So there are still a few of these left to do, and then I can go and have a look at the space station, just make sure everything's ticking over nicely there. In fact, maybe that should be my next stop. And also, how are the drone supplies? So that one's fine. 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 It's nice that you can just eyeball these things from a long way away to see how they're getting on and whether there's decent supplies of everything. But yeah, all of these seem to have a plentiful supply of whatever it is they're shipping out. So I'm happy with the supplies of all of these. Alright, here is the contact the space station of Neutron. Boop! R&D, okay, we've got some upgrades available, so we can go like that, and that, and there's been a lot of this. I've been neglecting the space station for a very, very long time, so I'll just get running and do all of the upgrades that are available. Get everything up to being made and shipped and everything else a bit more efficiently. That one, and that one, and nope, not done that one yet. And combat drone. Okay. Right, so that's that. If I look in storage, how many bots have I got? Lots of bots. They're all basically at around 200 or above. Suddenly there's a shortage of the transport, light, screen, and mining drones. They're all above 100 though, so I think that's probably all right. But this tells me quite nicely here that the ones I've got left to do are cleaning bots, snack bots, science assistant drones, minor robots, and major robots. I mean combat robots. So we can get all of those upgraded, and then things should be good. Do I need more ships? I don't know how to tell. If we look at spaceships, and I've got obviously one for each supply route, and the supply routes are all easy enough that even small ships are quite capable of transporting everything. Do I need more planetary shipping ships? I don't know. I don't really know how to tell. I guess it's because some of the things run out, but I could set another one to planetary shipping and see what happens. But yeah, I don't actually know. Which of the drones we're short of? That'd be a way to tell. I mean, the ship has arrived basically immediately. Those are trickling in at a rate. Those are going. It was screen and I don't remember. But there are the screen bots. Okay, so we've got this is basically full. So I think maybe I do need more ships because this is full and a ship has clearly only just arrived to take them away. But there was a shortage of them up in space. Same with these ones. Yeah, maybe I do need to have at least a couple more ships doing the transport route. It's really hard to tell though. It doesn't tell you how. It doesn't tell you what sort of percentage of the ship's throughput, how active the ships are. Basically, whether I have one idle and one not, I don't know. At least I don't think it does. If it does, I don't know where to look. Let's give another one planetary shipping. Wonder if, maybe there is somewhere where I can look and find it, but as I say, I don't know where that would be. Fuel depot is not relevant. We have no fuel up here apparently. Might need to bring some more of that up rather than buying it, but never mind. Galactic market irrelevant. Account. I don't think this is relevant. It would tell me if I was running out of things, I guess. I guess this is where I've been running out of things, actually. So I need to look through here and see if... So as long as the galactic platform sales, the galactic sales are steady like that, then we don't have an absolute crisis. If the platform sales have these drops, then we have a minor crisis. Like we could build a few more of these, and then we'd sell more. We'd make a bit more money. Yeah, we've got... This has been dropping off a bit, and then it's been coping. If you look here, that one's again also fine. We've had a few drops where we've not been selling them the easy way, but not too much. Vacuum bots, yeah, this one seems to be absolutely fine. There's little blips in the quantity stored, but not enough to stop us selling them. Cleaning, nothing. Light bots, yeah, light bots we could do with shipping more of them up. Snack bots we don't have. Screen bots have been mildly problematic as well. Maintenance drones have been really good. Mining drones have been... Well, things seem to have recovered, let's say. Planter, good. Farmer robots, good enough for that one at least. Science systems we're not making. Combat drones, pretty good. Am I shipping them to other markets? I have ships flying out with them to all of these planets, and I'm selling some on the galactic market. If there's a third way to sell stuff, I'm not aware of it, and therefore not doing it. I'm not aware of being able to go to other markets, unless you mean this system where you send them out to all these places. This is where I could start looking at somewhere like this, and if they planted, yeah, we're making 2 of those. I could claim that one and start selling to it. But let's just carry on. I mean, at the moment, money's not a problem. Let's carry on just making more robots, because that's why we play factory games, really, not for looking at massive spreadsheets. Let's carry on making more drones and more robots, get that finished off, maybe research a few more things as well, like personal assistant robots, science robots, and all of these drones, bots as well, get all of that sort of stuff going. Let's have a mining efficiency, because that's really good. And then we're nearly there. Everything else, I've done nearly all of the researches. Should have got pump jack efficiency sooner. Let's go with that now for a second, and then let's take nautical chassis, because that's just going to unlock everything for me. The rest of them, we'll debate which one of these we fancy doing later. Actually, let's do the science. Oh, no, we've got the science drone already. Yeah, we'll worry about it in a bit. For next thing, I think, is to put in some more solar, expand my ever more ridiculous solar field, because I think, as I said, whilst there is enough power now, I don't think that's going to last forever. So, gimme. And not you. You. Gimme. I do need more solar panels than this, but never mind. Right, do I have... What else do I need? I need a lot of cable. I have quite a lot of cable. I have 171. But let's get some more anyway, because I always end up running out. Give me that. I've got 7 pylons. That's enough for now, although it's not a huge number. Let's get some more pylons, because I feel like I'm going to run out at some point soon. Why am I looking over here? They're not going to be over here. They're going to be around here somewhere, probably. Seems to love some freighter, pump jack, Flester. Come on, they must be around here. We've got the cables being made here. Boiler pipe. Alright. Tell me what goes into a power line. I'll find it that way. Not a power line, a pylon. Normal pylon. It's just very basic stuff. Okay, so it probably is along this row then. But it's going to be quite a long way down here, because you don't need to make them until you get the There we go, pylon. Until you get the high voltage stuff, so I'll take those as well. And in the time I've been faffing around with that, we've probably made a few more solar panels, so let's get those as well. 11. Yeah, that's some. What are you short of? Iron. I'm getting a little bit worried about the iron supply. And you can kind of see why, can't you? Maybe it's time to finish off the iron blast furnace area, because I think I'm only running that at half capacity at the moment. There is room for it to produce twice as much iron as it's doing. And I think I might need to do that. Okay, over here. Okay. I would like to select an area, please. I would like to go from... Fine, we'll go from there. Come all the way over here. And... so the pylon is in the last set of these. So if I go to here... there and here, then I can copy that, and if I put the cable in from that pylon to the next pylon, then that should work nicely. So we'll do a copy in place, boop, and then I'm going to need to do that, and paste. Zap. Right, so we're missing an entire row of solar, which is a shame. I would have liked to have had that row of solar. Maybe we'll do something about that at some point. Yeah, because without that, none of these are going to get plugged in, because all the solar panels are linked together. The batteries go via these pylons, but the solar panels are all linked together because they could. There was enough room there. So I need a row of solar panels up here, or those aren't going to do anything. Of course, that obviously just used up all of my solar panels, because that is a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I just put down 30 solar panels out of the 40 I wanted to. But if I go back and get another 10 of them, that way it's not too far, and hopefully I'll have built another 10 by now. I can get that in, and that's going to be another N% on my power production, which is nice. There's solar. How many have you done? 10. Lovely. Just what I needed. And I'm going to have to fly back over there, even though you can use the magic paste thing from here, because I think there's going to be a cable I need to hook up. Why are we seeing red? Shouldn't be seeing red. Oh. Bother. Said Pooh. That bit is this row here is part of the system. I should be able to tell actually, because that's sticking out the side there. Okay, right. Can I adjust an area? No, I think I need to clear it and start again. Right, so I want to go from. You know what? Let's zap that. Then let's go from there to there to there. Right. Confirm, copy in place, move that across there, and then clear that, clear that, clear that, clear everything, then paste. There's not enough space in my inventory to clear it all, apparently. How is there not? I just put all that down. How can there not be enough space? Clear everything. I don't care about having some concrete. That can go. Auto sort. I don't care about some tundra dirt, even though that is the one type of dirt I can properly recycle. Right. Try again. Clear buildings, clear terrain, clear decor, confirm paste. There we go. I think I might have been picking up all of the old. Yeah, I think I was picking up all of the ones I was copying as well as the ones I was pasting. That's why it was having some issues. Okay, I'm glad I didn't try and do that with any of the really big builds I've got, any of the construction builds, because then I'd have ended up with an inventory full of enormous amounts of junk. So, yeah. The demolished thing is not as quite as good as I thought it was. Right, anyway, that will now start working again in the morning. Have I got a load of solar? I've got 14 solar panels left over. Goodness sake. So I did have enough. I just couldn't get them in because of the gappiness of it all. Oh, but I do need to make sure I've plugged the solar panels together. Get this out. Right, so there's one there, that's fine, because it's on the end. That needs to go to there. That needs to go to there. Similarly, that needs to go to there. So, oh, no, that one needs to go to there. And that's a battery. That one, no, that one needs to go to there. And, well, yeah, these are all a bit weird. That should be linked through to there. Why are these not linked? I don't know why those aren't linked. Those should have linked up automatically. Then we've got one on the end of each of the battery rows. That's fine. We've got this silly system where I've got the connection for my solar running up and down half of these things into each way. Let's fix that. Why don't I remove that cable and that cable, and then I can link that to there and that to there. And then, yeah, then there's only one extra cable link to put in when I'm setting up solar panels. That'll be a little bit easier. Except for some reason there's one here that doesn't have it. Why? What are you supposed to... Oh, right, yeah, that's because that was linked to over there. That should now theoretically be linked to here, but I'm not going to go in and fix all of those. So that is now an end that goes... Yeah, so there's one connection that snakes all the way down the left-hand side to here. And then there's another one that snakes all the way down the right-hand side, and then when it gets to here, it goes all the way up for the full length of the thing. So that is okay. It's all right that we've got an end there in the middle. It looks wrong, but it is actually okay. And the reason it's like this is because I set up half of this, and then I duplicated it that way, which meant all those wiggly connections were copied to over there, rather than the two systems being linked up together. Now if I fly along here, then we can see this repeating pattern of the battery packs having a free connection at the end. You can see because the green blobs are popping up, but nothing else does. So I think that means everything is set up correctly, and we're fine. When dawn happens in the other end of the night, we'll actually start producing a little bit more power from the solar plant over here. Right. What was the next thing? Oh yes, the next thing was to go and have a look at the iron smelter. And firstly, I'm going to think about upgrades, think about what I want to do. Then I'm going to start getting to get the bits and pieces together and all that sort of thing. Oh, that's a very pretty planet. I assume that's the planet that we're on a moon orbiting that planet, because that's far too big for it to be the other way around. Okay, so yes, the iron blast furnace. You might notice, depending on how good your memory is, that there's only half as many casting machines at this blast furnace compared to the other one, the one we looked at before, and that's so yeah. We could actually, the iron is one of the belts is flowing solidly, the other one is flowing hiccupily, but they are both full belts. We have enough throughput here we have enough oomph to produce two solid belts of iron leaving this place, so that's good. There might be some splitters happening further down where I could put in another logistics storage to act as a balancer. That might be worth doing. We'll consider that in a moment. For now, I think if I come over and look at this, where's a purple aardvark? If I look at this, we'll see this isn't running flat out. There we go. It's absolutely full of molten iron on the output. This could be running faster than it is. We have a lot of spare capacity, and by a lot of spare capacity, I mean I can double this thing along here, this casting system. Go through this hill over here, of course, and then we'll have twice as much iron coming out, and therefore be able to pump twice as much through there and have a bit more of it available. So let's drop in a blueprint for that and see how much stuff I'm lacking. So I need to get out the copy paster again, and we're going to go from here. I said we're going to go from here. Can we select this block, please? Oh no, I need to select an area. Right. So go from here over to here and to here, and then up to wherever, and we can do a confirm copy. Then I'll drop this sort of here somewhere. It's kind of arbitrary, but it's It's convenient if it's nicely lined up or reasonably close to being lined up. It's not very, but it's fine. It's close enough. There we go. So that goes there. Then we need to be a bit lower because I want it to be at the same height. I think that's right. No, that's too low. Still too low. I was way off. Right, there we go. That's the same height now. But I need to nudge it this way a bit because it's too close. It's in the way. I need a gap big enough up the middle to... Oh, I should rotate it. Oh, so it's now. I'll just... Yeah, I should rotate it. Can I rotate? Could have sworn there was a rotate option. Oh, it's just R. There we go. So we'll put that in probably there. This is the right place for it to be. Yes, that all seems to be quite nicely lined up. So bring this up. I want to clear the terrain and the decor. There we go. And right, I'm 28 casting machines short. But other than that, oh, and I'm 300 building blocks short as well. But let's drop in what I can. There we go. So I need to go and get another 300 building blocks, 28 casting machines, and that's it. Then I can run the additional belts from here, down the hole, all the way back to the factory, and then have even more coming through. Oh, and I need to link this up as well. Oh, and I need to link the foundation from here to this one so the power gets passed through. Okay, let's go and get some more supplies. That's not too bad, actually. I don't know, I was going to say I was expecting it to be harder. No, I wasn't really. But I am going to need an enormous quantity of belts to bring all that over. I can just tell that as soon as I get this finished, I'm going to then suddenly get trains and go, well, I've got all these ridiculously long belt runs that I need to remove and replace with train systems. But never mind, that'll be fun, really. Okay, so where are my casting machines? They're probably being made in a green machine, and they're probably quite complicated. Oh, actually, maybe they're not. I don't know. Maybe they're not that complicated. Yeah, there we go. Casting machines. Boom. Go me. It's 25, 26. So I need 2 more of those. We'll leave that to build some more while we come over here. Fly straight into the side of a chest. Drop down here. Fall in a hole. Right. I'm going to need a lot of green conveyor. So we'll take all of that and immediately fill my inventory up again. Oops. Never mind. Over here, I'm going to want some more foundation because I've run out of that. So we'll take some of. We would take some of that, but I'll take another 2,000 of those, and we'll get rid of some of this trash that we've got as well. Destroy the plant seeds. Destroy those seeds. Destroy the biomass. That's pretty good. Maybe I should dump all of this dirt somewhere and the stone somewhere, but I do occasionally use it for filling in holes and things. Why am I carrying 146 empty barrels? I do not know. Let's see if I can find somewhere to put those. Do we put jetpack fuel into barrels? No. Barrels come out here. Bonk, bonk, bonk. You go into this machine that's making the spaceship fuel. Might be able to put some in here. Let's try that. Have some barrels. There we go. That's filled up. That's giving me a bit more inventory space as well. Right, back over again, and I can fill in the. What did it say? Missing 2. It might be because I'm too far away. I do feel that the blueprint paste thing should have a relatively limited range, like I don't know, 200 meters or something. Because it is a bit silly when you can just copy. Oh, I didn't get more casting machines, damn it. I need another 2. That's why there's 2 things missing. I need another casting machine. Paste. Oh, it's done. Right, it did work. So we can clear that. So there'll be 2, yeah, there's 2 casting machines missing on the end here. So ideally I'd like to get those put in before too much longer, if I possibly can. Also, I'm just going to fill in this whole gap here because, oh, why not? Have I got underneath there, or have I got a gap in my foundation? I can't tell. It's too much noise. There's a random bush or something in the hole there. Oh no, I've got steel coming out, so I do have power. Excellent. Right, so you go from... I don't mean steel, I mean iron. So you go from there to there. Boosh. You go from there to... You go there, and then you go there. Right. Then, that goes all the way down to infinity. So does that one. And so do I. And now I can't get down because the ramps are filled in the hole. Lovely. Maybe if I take one of these out briefly, I can put in an inspection hatch. Wow, this goes down a lot further than I expected. I think we're going to need another Mario pipe down here somewhere. So from about, let's go from here because this is sort of on the area. It's very dark down here. Why is my torch turned off? What's torch? L. I must have pressed L. There we go. I can see again now. That's nice. Right. So let's make an egress, which is not some type of exotic bird, despite what I think was that. Am I right thinking that story was attributed to P.T. Barnum, the guy, the Greatest Showman guy? The story was that he wanted to get people to leave his place of freaks and his circus place, but as quickly and easily as possible. So towards the end of the place, he put down a sign that said "This way to the egress." Or egress, perhaps was a better pronunciation of it. And so people would go through it thinking it was, I don't know, some kind of bird or something. And then they'd find themselves outside because it's just a word that means exit. I think it was attributed to him, but I'm not sure. Right, anyway, there's my way in now. So let's come back over here and fill in that gap in the ramp that I made. Like so. I'm going to need a lot of these ramps. I think it might be... 12 is quite a lot. No, I don't think this is going to be enough. I might be able to make a third belt from here, but I'm going to probably have to go back and get some more ramps. Bonk. Right, so you. Okay, well, we'll go that far to start with. Then we'll go all the way down to the... Yep, there we go, I've run out. Meh. Select area. Right, so I want to make more belts going basically all the way down. Can we not press the wrong keys? That would be nice, wouldn't it? You know. You're supposed to be a professional gamer, technically. Right, there. I mean, I'm fully aware that professional doesn't technically mean actually any good, but I'd like to pretend. Okay, we'll do 200 at a time, so we'll take all of that, and then we'll confirm copy and place, and we would like to duplicate it that way, and that way. I said, and that way. It doesn't seem to want to duplicate it this way. Do I have to fly beyond? I don't know. I don't know. Paste. There we go. And yeah, more. Okay, it doesn't like that. I've clearly overdone this a little bit. I could try a mirror place. And we already are repeating. We already are in repeat mode, but yeah, I can't wave my mouse far enough that way for it to actually place it where I wanted to put it. So instead, let's do a move sideways. No, the other sideways, please. Oh, just a move, fine. Okay. I can go until that ready number gets to 400. If it gets to... It will never go above 400. Because if it gets to 400, I've gone too far, and it won't do all of it. So let's head back a bit. There we go. That'll do. And I can do a confirm paste. And then we can move again. I think this is quicker than laying him out manually. In fact, I'm virtually certain it is. But it's still a little bit of a faff to do it. But then I am building an incredibly long conveyor belt, so maybe it should be a bit of a faff. Come on. Oop, there we go. Paste. Oh dear, we've reached a point of we've reached a decision point. Well, actually, this is good because we're nearly there. So I'll paste that in there as well. Right. So this is where the iron starts to go to other. Well, this is where the iron starts. It goes off into the rest of the factory. So we are nearly there now at this point. I do need to then somehow finagle these belts through and get them to somewhere vaguely useful. Now we've got this is where the concrete all comes into. So down here we've got the top priority. So we've got some priority splitters along here. So this one is the one that's coming from copper production. This is the top priority. We'll use that one up by choice. If that runs out, we'll then use up this one, and at the other end of this we've got priority for the one that's been coming from the iron production. The iron production slag specifically, and then we've got a third priority, which is just making concrete the traditional way over there. And there's a looking at this, I'm surprised how little concrete we're using up, because I thought we were getting through a lot more of it than this, and that's why there was a problem. But it seems that we actually do just straight up have enough concrete, and more than enough concrete, which is bizarre, because like I said, I thought we had problems. Okay, so the next thing is to bring this belt. We'll just do one belt for now because it's going to be easier. So if I bring this to here, like that, I can then pull that out and that, and then I can put my ramp back in here. Yes, that sort, like that, and then like that. And now there's room to run this under here. Now I'm probably going to want to do that and move that again in about 5 minutes. When I realise that I can't get the when I realise that there's a fourth belt that I'm bringing through here, but for now this will do. Let's make this tunnel a little bit bigger so that I can actually get my big fat head through there and run along there and do useful construction robot things. There we go. And then we'll follow this, and when we get to the other end, we'll go. Why was I doing this? Why are we short of iron? Where was all this going? I can't remember, but you know it's a good start nonetheless. Let's come to here and then no. Pull that up. Right, what's going on here? Which one of these is the one that's running all the time? This one. Okay, so that's probably going to the mall and to science production. This one is going to robot production, which there seems to be quite a lot more of. So I guess we'll just shove it into this elevator as well, because why not? Kind of seems to be how things are going down here. Then we'll take a look up at the top and work out where the elevator goes. So bring it in like that. I can then put in one of these here like that. And then once I go in and finish these belts off, that will double the amount that's going into this elevator. Now this is a yellowvator. I don't know how fast that means it is. Let's check, because I think I've got some of those. Yeah, a yellowvator is 640, as is a green belt. So we need to upgrade this from a 2 to a 4. Fortunately, that just means going boink. And now we've got 4 times the capacity here. So you'll see that this is now running in fits and starts, because up at the top end, we're not pulling it out at the rate it can now provide at. So that's all good. And I'm sort of mildly pleased with the 3D spaghetti here. It's working quite well. It's bringing the iron through, so we're fine with that. I am a little bit disappointed there isn't a way for me to go up here, and I'm also disappointed that I can't get through here at all. Go up here and find out where this elevator goes, because I think it would be quite useful to know, and to then go up and expand it a little bit, expand its capacity a little bit, and make sure it's able to actually bring the resources out. I'm wondering if I should go back to the other end of this and get rid of all of those ramps and... wait, what? Okay. Get rid of all those ramps that were going down into the underground and replace them with one of these blue elevators that is fast enough to do 4 green belts. I think that's probably a good idea, although I am still stuck here. Please stop being stuck. And there's no way up. Oh, there's the way up, but I can't get to it. I don't make my ceilings high enough sometimes, it seems. Right, so if I go up here, bonk. Then okay, this is the elevator that's bringing in all of the iron for science and mall and stuff like that. Somewhere through here, there is an additional elevator that's bringing up the iron to go to something else. The rest of the robot making. Yeah, here we go. So this is the one that's coming out that I was talking about. This is feeding mall and science. The other one, I don't know how to find it. Is the same one. yeah, this is all the same supply. And this cuts off sort of here-ish. Yeah, it goes into there and all this business. But you'll notice that it doesn't come any further than this. The other supply of iron pops up out of the ground somewhere around over here. So this is my other iron supply, and I do not know how to get back to the start of this and find out where it comes from and upgrade this to have a second belt coming along here, and therefore more of this coming through here. That's problematic. Now what I probably could do is upgrade that to a blue belt, and this to a blue splitter, and this to a blue belt, and then we'd have twice as much coming through here, and we would probably then be okay, and there probably aren't any other splits between here and wherever it comes up. However, there is a small chance that if I upgrade this to a blue belt, I won't have enough blue belts, and therefore it won't upgrade, and then I won't know where it broke, and I'll have to try and work out how to get to the elevator in order to fix that. So this is the problem with building things, trying to make things with nice, neat underground tunnels. Things tend to go a bit wrong quite a lot of the time, and it's when they do go wrong, it's very, very hard to get to where they've gone wrong and go in and fix it. So yes. Hey, I finished all my tasks. Excellent. Bleep, bleep, bloop. So, what am I going to do then? And let's say we've got this elevator coming up here. I put in another one somewhere, but I don't know where. I only know that this is the bottom of it, and then it disappears into the ether. So I don't know. But let's go back over to the smelter, the blast furnace area, and put in an elevator over there rather than using all the ramps, because I keep running out of ramps and it's annoying. Then I can get all of that flowing, get more of the iron going through. Then I guess make some blue belts and get those running. Yeah, if I get blue belts up and running, then I can upgrade that belt there that's bringing the iron into the robot production area and speed that up as well. Whew! Right, there's rather a lot to do. Okay, so yeah, because I've got, as you can see, there's a lot of belt here. There's a lot of slopes because it's coming to about here, and that's a lot of distance. It's a lot of slope, and the slopes are annoying to deal with. So instead of that, I'm probably going to have to keep the concrete one, unless I put in two lifts here. I could put in two freight elevators, one here and one over there. That makes more sense, actually. Let's do that. Right, deconstruction time. Boof, 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 boof. That's going to cut off all of the iron to all of the everything. But never mind. We can cope with that. We can cope without iron for a little while. Right, then I put in a freight elevator forta top part like this, and it needs to be that way round so that it fits. And I need to put it not there. I need to go to non-snap mode and try and get this to line up where I want. Get this to be there. Yes, that looks good. Put that there. Yeah, spot on. Right, and then bim, 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 bim. Right, there we go. That'll fill that up nicely. Then drop in here and go, I don't need any of this. So let's do Shift F. Everything from I can't get in to I can't get out. Right, everything from there to... Oh, I can only go this big. To there, then, I guess. To... Excuse me while I go down my pipe. Doink, 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 doink. There we go. All the way down here. And I want to demolish everything to this height. Plus. Oh, actually, I can only do to here anyway, so that's fine. Nom. Right, that's a lot of iron to be picking up. Actually, no, so I'm only picking up the iron from this one. Oh, no, I was going to do these. Oh, and I need to take out the concrete belt as well. Oh, darn. Alright, so from there to... Nope, too far. To there. To there. Boom! Right, and this bit, I can just demolish this by hand. Right, that's nearly all of it. So I now need to tunnel here all the way to be underneath that. So that's a job for the robot guys, and this is going to need to be. Well, I'll make it the full size. Actually, this is probably a job for the boring machine. Let's see if I've got the boring machine. Boring machine. Do I have any fuel for the boring machine? That's the other question. Have I knocked out any trees recently enough since I last chucked my inventory away? No, I haven't. Energy cells. Can we? Nope, can't run those. Can't run that, can we? No. I might need to go and poke a tree, which is mildly embarrassing. Why do I even have energy cells? I do not know. I don't even know what they're for. Alright, let's go and find a tree to abuse. There's one. In you go. Go on, don't be shy. Whee! Right, boring machine. Have some fuel. Can you burn those? No. Distance 50? I'm not sure. We'll just go until we see it, until we see the blue lines. Then I can panic and run in and hit the big red button and stop it running. It does produce a very nice, neat tunnel. I'm sort of glad they haven't attempted to do a circular thing and just left it with pieces of rock in the corners, because that'd be infuriating. I say infuriating. It'd be mildly annoying. Blue lines. Cool. This is further than I thought. Do it again. Dumpty 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 dum. Do you ever get the feeling that maybe it's in the wrong? You're digging in the wrong place? I'm sure I'm not, but no, we just haven't got there yet. It's there we go. There it is. There it is. Ah, red button. Stop drilling. There we go. Pick it back up again. Doink. There we go. 2050 stone. Right. So now I can put in the other half of that elevator. Take one of them, and I want it to be a bottom. Boop. Just like that. Oh, I'm going to need power. So annoying. Okay, so we'll dig a power trench, one of these, so this goes across here, bonk, 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 and up here, bonk, 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 bonk. This is just to bring the power down to run the inserters at the bottom. Free! Right. Okay, so now we'll bring some of that. Get some of that. Drop in here. Oh, I didn't put the... Whoop. I didn't put the drill in. I should have put the drill in. That goes there. Then we switch over to vertical drag and go down, 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 down. Most things in this game max out at about... Okay, apparently I tried to build in an area I was occupying, and the clipping just clipped me out of the universe. But that's fine. I mean, there's no falling damage in the game, so it doesn't really matter. No harm, no foul, etc., etc., etc. So back down here again, and then back through here, and let's try and work out how far down. Does that mean I got all the way to the bottom? Because I didn't think I had. No, the game just had a wobbly. Okay, fine. It was a mildly amusing wobbly, but there we go. Let's do that. And then drag across there. And then I can put in my unloaders. Bim, 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 de bim. And then I can go like that, like that, like that, like that. Why so little belt, you ask? Well, because I'm going to use the copy paste again. And we're going to do a select an area. We're going to select that area. We're going to do that area. We're going to do a copy and place, and then and just put in lots and lots of this, like this. This is probably what I should have done with the other one. Actually, it'd been much better. And then I'm going to confirm paste, and boom! Suddenly, yeah, you can see the elevator running like the clappers over there, and there should be, yep, here we go, a flood of iron coming down the thing. Now, apparently we're not actually making iron at 4 green belts worth at the moment. I thought we were supposed to be. That's weird. I know we're 2 casting machines short, but that shouldn't be causing this much gappage. Some investigation required there, I think. Also, where do I want the concrete to come in? I want the concrete to come in about here. Okay, we'll deal with that in a moment. Right, you guys, why are you... Oh. What? That's not right. There we go. That's going to be significantly better then. Oh, we've got the same problem over here as well. Okay. That's a bit of a weird one, but I can kind of see what happened there. It's because I had the belts trying to... because yes, the belts were turning to try and go down. To go down the ramp here, but turning when you can't have a turny belt under an inserter. So yeah, it has to be like that. And they just won't be able to run. They won't be able to load onto the second belt, but that doesn't matter. So there we go. Now we're running at full speed. I've doubled the amount of iron going in there, so that should be all right once it gets down to the bottom. Next, I want to put in an elevator here for the concrete to go into. And then I need to work out... Well, actually, I'll just use the coordinate system to work out where I actually want to be. So, I'm going to need to take out... The elevators are 3... 1, 2, 3... But then I need another one for the inserter, so I want to take out that much. Take out that bit, and then I also want to take out all of this. This is enough that I'm actually going to use the tool again. So all the way along to here, and here, and then all the way down to whenever, really. There we go, grab a load of that. So, now I want to put in, well, I'm going to need a spur of this stuff coming out to about here, and then I need to put in an elevator, and I'm going to use one of the cheap ones, a freight elevator 2, because we're never going to get this much stuff coming out of here. I'm going to rotate you, I'm going to switch into drop it where you like mode, and then try and get this in about the right place. Yeah, put that there so it lines up nicely. Then I need an inserter at the top here. You ought to be an default. You ought to be an inserter like so. So we'll load it into the elevator there. Fine. Good. And we want to then dig a hole downstairs at minus 774. Drop back down the hole. Minus 774 is here. So I'll use this, and I'll go there. And this is 4 wide, so we'll take out 4 by 3 by 3. That's fine. Wow, I got the numbers right. I mean, there's no excuse to have got them wrong there, but I'm still kind of pleased with myself that I actually got them right. Oh dear, I have such little faith in my ability to remember things. Right, put that there. Then we're going to need a trench along here for power. It doesn't have to go too far, only up to there, so this isn't too bad. But I want to go from there to there. Yep, that's just one height. And then I can put in this stuff, like this. I do like the little digger bot guys. They are very, very handy. So we do that, and then oh. Right, okay. So this belt is going to have to not be here. We'll take out... If I take out the... No. Like this. Like so. Then I can put in some ramps, and put in the ramps and the overhead. In fact, why don't we just do this up, like so. Yeah, that's fine. Over the top, like so. So set a fixed point, then go down, and we join onto there like that. Lovely. That then means I can then stick in the inserter to get the, or an exerter to get the stuff back out, to get the, whatever it is, concrete back out of this elevator, like that. Please. No, I can't. It's too tall. All right, let's change my mind about this. Do this a different way. There's a very obvious alternative way to do this. And that's to dig a bit more hole here. Like that. And that. Put that in there. And then put my exerter here. And like this. Link that up back up to that belt over there. And now, boom, just like that, here comes the concrete. And interestingly, we seem to have used some of the concrete that was on this belt. So we are actually using up the concrete at a decent rate, despite what it looked like before. So that's quite pleasing, because I thought I was making too much concrete, and that was going to be a problem. But no, it seems that actually we do have a decent drain at the other end that is using it up faster than it's being made. So we're not going to jam on that, which is very much appreciated. Okay, so here we now have... Yeah, so we have one belt flowing nearly constantly. That's the one that's going into the science and mall area. In fact, I think that might be running actually constantly now, which is a problem because, well, we don't want it to because that means we haven't got enough. And then these two are running 50% of the time because we have one green belt emptying the top of the elevator at the other end that goes into the robot production area. This one is not running at all because it doesn't go anywhere. It stops before the belts all split off. So, but okay, that's good so far. I think I still would quite like to put in another logistics chest at the other end for storing things, and then I don't know. But then it could all just go up in the same elevator. But presumably the reason it's going into two elevators is because I want it at different heights. Because otherwise I'd have used one single faster elevator. I don't know. I'm not sure why this is like this. I don't know why this is the way it is, basically. But I do know that we now have enough iron pouring out from here, and it's just a distribution problem at the other end. I say just like that makes it trivial to solve. Oh, we are still short 2 casting machines. Maybe I should go and get those. I could fly down this tunnel anyway and have a look at the other end. I won't be able to make a logistics chest because I don't have. Oh, actually there's a load of iron here. What's needed for making one of those? No, this thing. Making a big chest, or at least a reasonable chest. It doesn't have to be a particularly huge one. I need steel, advanced machinery parts, and electronic components. Okay, a lot of stuff I just straight up don't have. That's fine. We'll get some of that later, and then be able to build everything we need. Probably. Why do I have a load of concrete? That's a lot of concrete. I feel like I should hang on to it and do something sensible with it, like put it on this belt. But I can't put it on this belt because where would I put it? So there we go. It is pulling through some of the concrete from the iron production area as well. So that's, yeah, all working pretty well. Then over here, right? So we have an iron belt turning up here that we're not doing anything with because we have a surplus of iron essentially. But it would be quite nice to pump that down here, stick it in a logistics chest down there somewhere, and then sort it. And then I've got 4 belts of it coming along, and I can put it wherever I need to, whenever I need to. So I guess you are going to start from here. You're going to go up twice. Going to go over the top of there. Come along here and then go down here. We'll do a fixed point there, and then we'll drop it down one, like this. And the belt can come down here, above these ones basically, which is works quite nicely. Or maybe I shouldn't have gone down. I should have just kept it at the height. Could we please work? Yeah, keep it up at height like this. Then it can just go straight over, sails clear over the top of this one. Oh no, wait! I wasn't going to do that. I was going to put it into this thing. How am I going to do that? I guess run it straight past like this, then loop it round. Nope, needs to run further past than that. past like this, then loop it round, then go down 3, 2, come along to here. I hate it, but it'll work. Right, and then put that in there. Right. It's kind of ugly, but also it should work. Also, I'd like to be able to get up here if I can. I can't. Let's chisel out some more ceiling, because this is still being a problem around here. There we go. Now I can manoeuvre around here a little bit. So there we go. We've got 2 belts. We've got 4 belts coming in here, all of which are full, feeding into 2 into each elevator. I'm going to need to double the speed of this one because it's not going to be fast enough. So let's upgrade you like that. So I've got 2 belts going in, 1 belt coming out of each elevator. So there's capacity for quite a lot more iron to be dragged out of them. Up here, I was going to say I think it's all right, but I did notice that this... Okay, the belt started stuttering again. So this belt does seem to be okay. We are producing just about enough iron to keep the factory happy. That said, when I inevitably realise that up here... If I can get out. Can I get out? Can I get out from here? There's a bit of a hole. Yeah, I can. I just need to get around the other side of the belt. Get out. Get out. Come on. There we go. Right, when I inevitably realise this is insufficient, I could bring up another one and plumb it into the other side of this splitter, actually, and then upgrade everything through here to greens, and we've then got a lot more capacity, because, yeah, over here there is definitely a shortage. I reckon, yes, if I upgrade this to be a green splitter, like that, we will immediately see that all of the iron that's coming up here is being used. So, I need to make a minor trip hazard over here like this. Oops, didn't mean to shoot that out down there. And then put in some ramps here, because apparently we're doing ramps. I can go down there. Then this can continue down. No, not that one. Green, green, green. It's going the wrong way. Right, try again. From there. Yes, good. That's what I'm trying to do. Then go this way and go down. Yes, very good. Come over to here. And then a little bit of redesign work is going to be required over here. So I'll put that in. You're on output already. Excellent. So you're going to come out from here and then turn into that one. You're going to come out from here and go onto that one. There we go. So now we have 2 green belts going out here, carrying twice as much iron, and this one seems to be being a priority for some reason. Have I set a priority on those? Yes, there is an input priority set. Let's doesn't matter because it's coming directly from the elevator down there, so it's being balanced before that happens anyway. But we've now got enough coming through here that everything should be happy. That belt is running. Do you get downgraded to a red somewhere along here? Because it's going very, very smoothly. Yes, it does. Okay, right. So we do now genuinely have enough iron coming through here that the whole system is happy. And actually, no, we don't. Because over here, this red belt, yeah, it's gappy over here. So right, we need to do some more upgrading. This needs to be at least a yellow splitter. Boink. And then I think this belt is running steadily enough that I'm prepared to turn it into a yellow one, which means I then need to come along here and turn that into a yellow splitter, which means we can then get a full red belt going both ways here, and that should be okay, given that this one is basically stopped and that this one was built and spec'd with red belts in mind, I think. Yeah, there we go. That's stopping and stuttering now. Good. So that's clearly probably solved a bottleneck that's been in the factory for I don't even want to know how long, but a very, very long time. All these belts are now stuttering, so that's good. We are now bringing enough up here, and I suspect it's slightly more than one green belt. Right. Okay. Good. That's that sorted out. The next thing to sort out is going to be getting the iron coming out of here at a faster rate than the one green belt we've got it going at the moment. So that I need to upgrade that green belt to a blue belt. Now I'm not making blue belts at the moment. I don't have any of the bits I need for it, or I don't even know what bits I need for it. I do know that I'm making green belts here, and so in order to make blue belts, it's going to need to be the next thing across. So we'll find out what that's going to be. It may well be rubber, which I think I've got here, which is convenient. I don't remember why I've got rubber, but I think I needed it for something. Oh, this over here, what are you? Freight elevator 4s. Okay, fair enough. So, if I want to make belt 4, I do in fact need rubber, and I need thermalite. That's convenient because that's just over there as well. Don't gesture with the mouse when you're trying to look at the thing like this. I also need hydraulic pistons. Now I think I am making those around here somewhere. They were needed for here they are. Right. So yeah. So I want to make. This is kind of in the way now. I think I'm still going to carry on making enormous quantities of green belts because they're a good speed at this stage of the game. So what I think I'll do first is look at the other recipes for the blue tier of things. So blue ramps require green ramps and the others are the same things again. Splitter 4s require again the same things. Okay, that's nice and easy. I'm okay with that. I'm just going to need to continue the pattern that's going on over here and hope there's room for it to fit in. So, step 1, foundation. We'll go all the way out to here because it looks weird having belts floating in the air. Step 2, assembly machines. So we're going to put you here, I think. And I'll get the let's get these out from there and put them in there. That's nice and easy. So there we go. That's my belts. Good. You need programming. Here's your programming. Right. We want you to make belt 4. You're making the ramps, aren't you? You are. Okay. So I need to get the ramps from here. That's going to be difficult. To over here somewhere. We'll burn that bridge when we come to it. I'll sort that one out in a moment. So also here we're going to need. Okay. So I'm going to want one of them. Can we actually make these work properly? Let's just pull that out. Right. One of them, and one of them. So that's going to be the thermalite and the. That's not right. That's the same. Let's try putting in a full length one in there. There we go. There we go. So that's going to pull in the thermalite and the rubber. The thermalite and the rubber. We've got those. We've got the belts coming in on the other side. So all I need now is the pistons, and we're going to bring them along the middle, as you probably guessed by the fact that I put this thing in here. Now, it occurs to me that because I need the pistons here, what do they actually go into? They go into machines on this side. So if I brought... No, I'm going to bring the pistons across all the way over there, so they wouldn't be able to reach them. Okay, never mind. That thought isn't going anywhere. So that means the pistons need to be pulled out from here. Okay. So I'm going to put in a splitter here. It's not going to be too spaghetti. I'm going to put in a splitter and a up ramp, and then apparently we're using red belts for these. That seems a bit crazy, but okay. That's going to come over here to here, and then drop down and come along here. Boom! I just run that through there, and now we've got pistons available over here. Stop pressing escape. Pistons over here as well. Lovely. So this will grab those in. And so we're now going to start making blue belts. Also need blue splitters and blue slopes. So here we have green splitters. That's fine. That's good. Actually, that's going to work okay. I can put in another machine directly opposite that, like this. Boop. There we go. Tell you to make... Rub my face against it. Tell you that I want you to make the splitters on it. Yeah, splitter 4s. What do I need a splitter for? I need several splitter 4s. Right, and then we'll put in an output there. You need to be an output. Boink. There we go. And then belt comes from there. Like this. It goes up and over. And then it comes... Right, where have I got stuff? Okay, I don't have too much stuff. So we'll bring this to here. Then it... Actually, no, let's bring it to here, because this is the last tier of belt. Then I can bring it down like that to there, and it doesn't interfere with the route through here, so there's lots of room to pass things through there if I need to. So that means I can then put in another inserter like this. Boop. That gets that. And then along here we get the whole 1, 2, 3 trick like that, and that pulls in all the resources. And we can start making blue splitters. The blue ramps are the ones that are going to be a bit more difficult, because the green ramps are being made in this machine, and there's no room here to put another unloader to get them out, to bring them across, to get them out of this machine, like I've done here. I could bring them out here, and I don't know what I could then do with them, but I could bring them out here, but I don't think that's helpful. There's no room on the other side to do anything. I could put in a very long no, I can't even put in a very long exerter on this side and drop them out to here, because they're not that long. We've got 1, 2, 3, and that's as far as they go. I don't even know where I'm going to put the next machine for this. Maybe I'm best off doing something a bit weird and spaghetti. I could have a short inserter unloading them here. Then I could have them get. Then I could have that belt go underground. It could go under this all the way over to here, under here, and then pop up here, and we put in another machine here to do those. It's kind of horrible, but it does keep all of the belt stuff together and feels sort of manageable. The other possibility is to have it go underground there and then find its way through under here and pop up here. In which case I could put in a machine to make them, I guess, here. Where would inline be? It would be here. That's probably less awful, actually, if I put it here. Yeah, let's do that instead. So I'll fill that area in with foundation, put in a machine here, give it the inserters, 1, 2, 3, and... Am I going to be able to get up there? No. Okay, it's going to have to be here then. Put that there. Yeah, that works. Or at least it would if I had some foundation. Pew! Let's put that there. Then I can laze out there and there. And right, where are they coming from? They're coming from there. So we're going to take out, lays out there and there. So we want to take out that one and that one. And then that one. And that one that I can't see from here. Oh, this is fiddly. No, it needs to be further across than that. It needs to be one further across. It needs to be here. Right, let's build this before I confuse myself. So we're going to have not one of those. We're going to have one of those working as an exerter. I can't boop the button. I'm too far away. There we go. Exerter, like that. Right, and then we're going to put in a belt that comes out from here, goes down, then turns corner there, comes through here, turns corner there, then comes back up again, and pops out here. Okay, well, when I put it like that, it's not quite so bad. Maybe it is quite so bad, I'm not sure. But it sort of kind of hangs together in an only slightly tragic way. And these are ramp fours, which are kind of important. There we go. So we'll do that. Take whatever nonsense you like from my. Oh goodness, I didn't mean to give it those. Give me those back. Right. So with that, we're now making conveyor fours. We've got some ramps being made. We've got a hole for me to fall into over here. Fine. Another hole for me to fall into here. Well, this place is just... who did the health and safety for this factory? Let's fill in all of that. There we go. And also fill in all of this. And also put in a bit for me to stand on here, because I do keep falling in the holes. Right. So now I can take the blue ramps like that. I can take the blue belts from over here. We've got 184 of them. That's pretty good. And we can take some blue splitters as well. Wow, we've made 50 of them already. That's amazing. And then we're not doing anything with this machine, so we'll pull it back out again. Right. Gosh, that was right. Okay, that was quite a lot of convoluted belt tangle. But it does seem to be. But it is working. I won't say. I'm not even going to say it seems to be working. It's just straight up is working. There's some yellow belt over here. What's going on here? Why is there? I've pulled a ramp out over here somehow. Let's put that back in again. Must have been being a bit too free with the dismantlematron. Why are you stopped? What are you short of? You don't have any in splitter 2s coming in. Why not? Because you don't have any no, you do have splitter 1s coming in. Why are you broken? No electronic components. What? Okay, that's a problem. No, okay, they're being made. They're all getting snaffled up by this machine here that's making ramps. Okay, I see. So because I've massively expanded the amount of belt I'm making, that's pulled through more electronic components than the factory can cope with at the moment. So back over here where we're making the electronic components, perhaps we need some sort of... Oh yeah, these are still tier 1 assembly machines. Let's do a bit of upgrading here to assembler. Let's go and get some more assembler 3s and then do a little bit of upgrading. I don't even know where assembler 3s are made. It's probably going to be around here somewhere. That's elevators. That's also elevators. That's also elevators. What? Okay, they're all very intermingled. There we go, that's assembler 2s. So this one is assembler 3s. Yes. Right. Back over again, and then it's all these machines here that are running like the absolute clappers. So let's upgrade these. Boink, boink, boink. Boink, boink, boink. How much faster is that? So I've gone from assembler 1s, which are a speed of 1, to assembler 3s, which are a speed of 2. Okay, so it's twice as fast. That's not as exciting as I was hoping for, but it's better. It's twice as good, so we're going to have twice as many electronic components going through there, and obviously a slightly heavier load on the copper supply as well for exactly the same reason. But you know what? That's okay. I would rather have... Oh, I've upgraded the mechanical components as well. I'd rather have more stuff available than I need rather than less stuff available than I need. Yes. Anyway, I now probably have enough belts to come over here and try and upgrade the iron belt that we've been talking about all stream, which is this one down here that emerges from the ground in a very suspicious... That's not where it emerges from the ground. This one here, which emerges from the ground in a very suspicious way. So, if I go in my backpack and I get out the blue conveyor slopes and I click on there, I'm missing one slope. It's nice of it to tell me though, actually. Okay, so I need to go and get some more blue conveyor slopes. But most of it is there, and he's going to do what I want. Conveyor slopes. You slopes? Your slopes. Gimme. I did get those, didn't I? Yes. Right, and so that's down here somewhere. Oh dear, glass looks like it's a problem again. So much for going off and building another type of robot. Right, you. That one. 60 pieces of belt, 16 pieces of slope. Fine. There we go. That is now blue, so that's better. And then I need a blue splitter, which is that guy, to upgrade this one. Can we do the thing that I want to do, please? Have I got the wrong thing out? Yes, that's conveyor balance of 3. Sort. Now it's a conveyor balance of 4 there. Right, so upgrade that. Boof. And now, well, that should easily be a full green belt, but I'm not satisfied. I still want to upgrade it. So I still want to pull out the belt 4 and go like that. And then I need to follow that to the next splitter, which is there. And in fact, you know what? Let's upgrade that belt as well while I've got this in my hand. Then I can get the splitter, balancer, whatever we want to call it, and say I want to upgrade. Come on, let me upgrade the thing. This is the problem with my rather tangled web of spaghetti of belts that I've built here, is it's really difficult to get in and upgrade stuff. And I put it away again. That one. No, that was a 3. I got the wrong one again. That one. Conveyor balance of 4. Boop. There we go. Where is all of this iron going? Because it's still flying down that belt at a rate of knots. Okay, there's another splitter here. Let's upgrade that. I can't see the belt that I've just upgraded. There it is. I think that's still going flat out. Well, okay, it's not going flat out, but it's going pretty darn quick. This one is pulling out a full yellow belt, which is getting very, very quickly eaten up. I'm going to upgrade that to a green. That to a green, like that. There we go. Climb over the top, back down here. I can make that a green as well, I suppose. Yeah, there we go. So that's being slowed down by the splitter, the next splitter along, probably. Yes, that's a. We'll upgrade that as well, and okay, now it's kind of stuttery. And the thing is, I could go all the way along here, upgrading everything, but yeah, I think that's probably now all right. I should do the splitter at the other end of here, just because there's no point in having a green. There's no point in having a green belt feeding a yellow splitter. That's just a complete waste of everything. We'll upgrade that one, and we'll call that good. That seems to be good enough. Now, the question is, do we have enough on this blue belt? Yes. It's kind of hard to tell because it's stuttery. Because it moves so fast, it's just a blur. But I'm pretty sure that's starting and stop. That's starting and stopping. So we now finally have enough iron in this area, but we don't have enough glass. Okay. Well, glass is being produced. No, I'm pretty sure there is no crouch. My robot's knees do not bend. Apparently. Yes, glass is being produced over here. Fall in the hole. There we go. So, yeah, no crouch. So we have a quantity of stone is being produced. That's fine. I seem to have run out of belts while I was making this, but I mean, it's still producing a quantity of stone, so that's kind of fine. And that's then coming through here, where it is being made into, you guessed it, a quantity of glass. That quantity of glass appears to be insufficient. So I guess I need to take this belt that's not going anywhere and make another copy of this, which means I need crushers and smelters, which I may or may not have. So let's just try in a what's the worst that could happen kind of way. So I'm going to take a copy from here. Pipe tool for monitoring how much is in the pipe. Yes, you're quite right. There is. That would be very handy. Have that for belts. Right. So we want to go from the copy from there to, well, we want all of this nonsense, and that comes back to about. We fall in the. Can we go? Just get down there, please. Ah. Appears the answer is no. Oh, for goodness sake. Just getting stuck on everything. Right. Bring this through to here. And then up to, I think, whatever ceiling height is around here. Yeah, there. Okay. So the question now is, do I double it that way, or do I double it that way? Do I want it to make it twice as wide or twice as long? I think twice as wide, because there's loads of space down here, and it's kind of easier to tell what's going on. So I want to do a copy in place, and I want to have another one over here, please. There we go, like that. So we'll get out the widget. We will do a demolish terrain. There won't be any decor down here, but we'll check that anyway. And then I shall do a confirm paste and find out what I don't have. Had everything. Wow, that never happens. Oh no, I didn't. I ran out of advanced smelters. Okay, well it seemed too good to be true because it was. Clear out a little bit of more tunnel space here so I can move around without having problems. Okay, so my smelters are missing, but the good news is when this is built, it'll just drop straight onto the belt here and very, very neatly. The sand can all pour around that green belt. I just need to find some way of getting the stone in here. And that's not going to be too difficult because I can pull out that and that and that and that and that, and then dig a little bit of hole like that. Switch back around to here, and then we want a down ramp. I want an up ramp, and I want a piece of belt. I said I want a piece of belt. Give me a piece of belt. There we go. Put that in there, and then we can run another one in here like this. This comes from over here, where we're going to then knock out a piece of that, like so. Or we're just going to have inventory problems, apparently. If I auto-sort again, will it help? It will. I'll destroy that. Knock out that. Put it in there. Knock out that and that. And then build that from there to there. There we go. You'd never know. So, the stone can carry on flowing in there. Stone can flow into this one. I just need to go and get some advanced smelters to put in along here, in order to get twice as much glass being cooked. And I'd say this belt is less than half full, so I'm pretty sure just running this in here is going to work out quite nicely. So I need to get back out of here. Which is going to be the first challenge. And then I think advanced smelters are being made right down at the far end of the bus, so that should be fairly easy to find. Whoop. Dodge the spaceships as they take off. And go and fill those in. Pick up a couple more casting machines as well, I suppose. That'd probably be a good idea. Not you. Not you. No, wait. Where are smelters being? Mining drill 2. Well, this is all the bits and pieces for the... I've forgotten what it's called. The production lines. That's assembler 2. This is all assemblers around here. Miners. Nothing. Ore vein miners. Small smelters. Maybe they get made into large smelters over. Large smelters, there we go. I knew it was down here somewhere, but couldn't work out where. Right, confirm paste. Hurrah! It's done. So that means in a little while, once it's had time to flow through, we'll have a bit more. We'll have some more glass flowing out of there, and that should all be fine. Casting machines. Let's get some more of those because I ripped through these guys at a hell of a rate, and I can put them in the iron smeltery later. When next time I head over that way. So now, where was the glass coming out? Here. That does not look like it's been sped up yet. And we seem to have enough, just about enough going down there, but only just. Do I stand here watching this and going, I'm sure I've fixed it, I'm sure the higher quantity will come through any moment now, or do I go over and actually check that it's working properly? And then come back here and go, oh look, there's loads of it. Either is certainly an option. Or do I... No, I can't go down here. I don't usually make my holes with access in mind. Okay, well now this belt is backed up, so things are... I wonder what's at the other end of that. Probably science, I guess. I'm not going to go and have a look, but I will come back over here. Okay, this is actually quite a long way, so it's no wonder it's taking a little while for the glass to flow all the way along the belt. There we go. These are both flowing in nicely. Am I going to need to make these faster? I think I might. And over here, yep, there we go. We're squeezing them into the gaps. I don't think we're filling all the gaps here, so actually I'm going to make this a little bit better. And do that, and that, and then I can put in a yellow splitter here, like that, and a yellow belt there. And I think that should, well, it's definitely a full belt now. You know what, I'm going to upgrade this to green because I think it might just not be fast enough. And green belts feel pretty cheap now. I also feel that these are flowing constantly. Let's upgrade these as well. Why not? Might as well. Upgrade that one and that one, so we've got more stone going in. See how that gets on. I think, there we go. I think this was doing some buffer filling, which is why it was running so constantly. But now I've sped it up. It's plenty. Okay, so that's now all good. But I think I need to make the splitter at the other end a green one. Otherwise, there's no point in having a green belt running through underneath there because it won't. It'll be limited by the yellow splitter at the other end here. So you need to be one of those. You might as well be as well. And then that could be a green belt in the middle there. Okay, and we've got now one green belt feeding 3 red belts, which is silly. These two seem to be alright. That one is running constantly, and that makes me think that needs upgrading. Like that. Maybe I should have just gone straight for green. Oh, this is the end of the line for this one. Okay, well, we'll upgrade you to green as well, to yellow as well. Get mouse and check that a bit quicker. But yeah, because this is the screen bots, and we did notice there was a shortage of those up in space. Although we've got a pretty full landing pad here, so I don't really know. But yeah, those are flowing nicely. I'd say that's probably all right. The question is, what's the next resource that's running low that I haven't realised is running low? Steel is going through reasonably quickly, but not excessively so. The iron, it does my eyes in trying to work out what the iron's up to, so we won't stare at that too much. Yeah, I feel like everything here is now actually running quite nicely and all going through. All the belts are full and not running at full speed. So I'm pleased with that. That's been a lot of upgrades going in there, but I think it's got to the point where things are mostly yes. If you can find a way for me to make more time, that'd be very much appreciated. I guess I could run the game at faster speed, but I don't think that's quite what we mean. What's going on over here? Okay, so we're making we seem to actually have plenty of everything. Machines are generally running quite nicely. We've even got the farmer robots being made. Oh, I know how I could solve the shortage of limbs and other bits and other sort of bodily parts. I could come in here and I could do an upgrade to the tier 3 assemblers. So if I upgrade these from 2s to 3s, then we'll have what was it? 30%, yeah, 33% more coming through, and this system will run 33% faster because the limiting factor was how quickly we could make the blooming arms. I think everything else was running at the same in ratio. It's all in ratio. It's just for some reason the arms seem to be the ones that run out first. Or the arms have an empty belt and all the others have full belts, and I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe the arms didn't run for a little while for some reason, because we ran out of, I don't know, barrels or something. No, I don't think that's arms. Whatever it is. And so they stopped working for a while. And all the other ones got ahead, filled their belts up, and now we've just got a little trickle coming through here. But we should have a slightly faster trickle coming through, and it should allow us to make these things a little bit more quickly, which will be nice. Yes. So what am I making here? Oh! I've made cleaning robots, but I haven't actually sold any of them yet, because I guess I built this up, it had started making them, and that'll be when I had the copper crisis, or the iron crisis, or the steel crisis, or one of the many crises I've had over the last couple of months since I built these things, and so I've not been shipping any of them out. I guess that means the next thing to do is to carve away this piece of the mountain. But the next thing to do is going to be to put down a spaceport to take these away and start selling them. That'll be good. So first things first, let's get that out. Let's turn off my personal drones, and let's draw a box that just sort of is all encompassing from there to there to there. All right, fine. I'm not convinced that's actually exactly where I want it to be, but it's good enough. Take that out. And then again here. Why's it gone vertical? What are you doing? From here? Why are you doing a vertical thing? Oh, it's a drag, I remember. I keep getting these things wrong because it's different depending on which user interface you're playing with. Right, so there we go. That's now marked that for deconstruction, and I've gone a little bit further in, but never mind. So here come my those yellow ships over there are going to fly over here and demolish that for me. So I now need a landing pad of the correct sort. So not that landing pad or that landing pad. I need the spaceport type of landing pad. I also need to not be carrying 2 pieces of mineral rock around with me. That's a complete waste of everything. And 8 pieces of glass and so on. There we go. Shipping pad. That's the one I wanted. And that is 10 by 20. So somewhere down here, ideally more or less opposite to this, or I could put it in the gap over here if I wanted to. That would work. But ideally, yes, I want to put in a shipping pad somewhere over here that will take these bots away. So let's come down here. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Let's run that from there to over here. Right, and I want to get in next to this, as close to this pipe as I can, whilst not actually being in the pipe. Right, okay, we'll go here. That's under the pipe, not there. There. So I want 10. Well, 7, which is a start, but it's not 10. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of mining out manually just to mark the size that I want to go for. 1, 2, 3. So that's to stick out to there. That'll be the right size. So now I don't need to try and remember 7. I've sort of plotted it out. So when the drones finish demolishing this whole area, and actually they seem to be doing it in quite nice order. These seem to be working on the stripe, this sort of stripes here. Rather than, I assumed they were just going to start at the top and work gradually downwards, but they seem to be starting, almost starting at the side and moving in, which is, as I say, is better, because that means it's going to pull out the bit that I care about first. Although they're only doing two stripes, so it's not going to be quite enough. Oh well, never mind. So yeah, I can then get that in here. The feed the robots over to 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in. So I can bring a belt from here to plus. Right, like that. To 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to come over 1. Typical. Do that like this and like that. And now, once this is demolished, I can actually put in the spaceport and start shipping another type of drone up into space. What were these? Are the I've forgotten what they're called. Cleaning bots, I think. Yes, cleaning bot. So we'll start making those en masse, and then we can start selling them as well. That's good. So what's the next type of bot on the list? That's the question. So we've done tick, 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 snack bot. I don't think we've done snack bots. That's just iron and iron parts and electronic parts and glass. It's fairly easy. These are all things that we've had absolute crises with recently, but we've got a good number of them now. So I think we might as well just do that. We've got the iron parts here, but we're not going to be able to reach those. So we'll just have to bring them in again, but that's all right. I'll leave full, so 3 belts in and 1 for the inserter, then 1, 2, 3 for the machine, 1 for an inserter, 1, 2, 3 for the output. For the belts on the other side, and then let's just make a block of thing like that to do that. Do bots need snacks? I think a bot snack is a may well be a thing. I wouldn't like to say, or it could. Yeah. You've got to keep your bots. You've got to keep your workforce well fed so they don't rebel on you and start causing trouble. Where's the snack bot? Here, snacky, snacky. Do you not make snack bots in? Oh, there it is. Snack bots. All right. So that was iron components. So where's iron? Iron is here. So iron components first, then iron, then electronic components, which are there on a red belt of all things. That's horrible. And that'll do for this side. So we put you in. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get all of these in. Yeah, these are going to have to be over here. So if I put this here. No, here. Then I can get in my ramp. Goes here. And then the belt comes in like this. So this is component number 1. And then we have component number 2 from over here. Let's just carry on this side, I think. Yeah, this is before, right? Because the thing is, because of the size of the splitters and the ramps, you need to get your parts in the right order. Also, I need to get this going the correct way. Which is that way, because you can't. If I put these two the other way round, then this belt wouldn't be able to go over the top of this ramp, and it would be in the way. So I wouldn't be able to build it there. So, which is why I'm doing things slightly carefully and trying to make sure I get everything in the right order. Next up, we have electronic components, this guy. So you come from there, along to here. And then we get, again, the same sort of, we have a little bit of offset again. Build that, put that ramp in there, and then this belt can go over the top here. And that's 3 inputs. Is that all of the inputs? I think it might be. Let me check. No, it's not. There's one more, glass. So I'm going to need to bring glass in on this side and also take my robots away on this side, from this side as well. That's okay. I think I can do all of that. There we go. Right, so where's glass? That's my next question. Glass. There it is. No, it isn't. That's hover motors. Surely it's coming this far. Maybe it isn't coming this far along the bus because I've not needed it for anything else. Because I don't know. There's other bots were less hungry. Let's get. Oh yeah, of course. I remember. Yes, I found the end of it when I was tracing the belt along. So we're going to go a bit of an upgrade here. We're going to use a yellow belt, and we're going to try and run it from there if we can, all the way along here. No, this way. Come this way. Behave. There we go. Okay, well I guess we're going to go to that, then we're going to come along here. Honestly, I don't know when and why and how the glass was last used, but it seems not. All right, where does the bus actually become nice? Is there anything in the way there? No. So I can come up a bit here. Oh, maybe I don't need to go up. No, I can go underneath that. Okay, that's quite nice. Oh, but I do need to go up. So I'll have a fixed point there. Then we'll go up. Now I'll have a fixed point there. I mean... Oh, there's not going to be room before that pylon. Remove that. Put a fixed point there. Then go up twice. So we go over the top of that. Then we can curl this way to go round the pylon. Then punch through here. Oop, and there's another thing in the way. Okay, we'll have... Go over all of this. Okay, that's just a cable. I don't care. The glass panes of glass are thin. We can go underneath that. And then we get to over here where things are starting to come together as an actual proper bus. So let's build that much. And then go, where would my next one go? So I've got a thing here and a thing here. So we then need to have a gap. And then we put the next belt in 2 across from there, essentially. So let's go there. No. There. And then there. And then I can upgrade that like that. Then I can build off the back of here. Like this. And try and go up the right number, which is... Oh, it's only 1. Okay, that's not too bad. And then build onto there. Right. There we go. So by the time we've got to the proper bus, which is basically about here, well, maybe it started being a bit of a proper bus a bit further back, but the glass was difficult. It's okay, I think. It's acceptable. It's not quite right. It would be nice if the glass had been in the right place a bit sooner. Maybe I should try and push it back a bit further, but I think it's probably all right. This can then come all the way along here. And conveniently, this is higher. So I can put in my splitter. Let's bring it to here first. I'm going to have the belt going in here because the next one can come out here. So belt goes in here. Like that. So we have a fixed point there. Then we go up 1 to there. Then we lose that bit. We lose that bit. And I can put in my splitter. Alternatively, the whole thing just disappears because I don't know. I'm not sure why, but it did. Fine. Plus. Put this where I want. Put it where I want it to go. There we go. Right, and then we have. Oh, we just have a down ramp here, don't we? Oh, it doesn't work. That's why. Yeah. Okay. We'll have a straight, and then we'll have a down ramp. And then we'll try and work out if everything else is going to fit. I think that means it isn't going to fit. That's annoying. I've put these too close together. I've not left enough room for the sort of the faffery of trying to get these things in and out. So the belt will come down there, and then we feed a belt in from the end of that going in here. So that's the input's done. The problem is, where do I have the output belt go? Because there isn't room for it. Alright, what I can do is I can spoil the pattern a little bit and just have this go across here like that. And then this one can go out like this and take its bots away to be shipped. It's not quite how I wanted to do it, but it'll work, which is kind of the most important thing. And we don't mind a little bit of spaghetti, he says in a sort of a tone of trying to convince himself. Right, where are my mechanical components? Oh, I didn't link the belt up. That's where my mechanical components aren't. Right, so bring this from there to there, and I think that should be everything. Yeah, I'm good at rationalising things like that. Apparently. Okay, so there we go. Snack time. Boom. First snack bot. Snack, 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 snack. Right. If the bots could hurry up and demolish this mountain for me, I would very much appreciate it. Do you think I should give them some help with the orbital laser? I think I should give them some help with the orbital laser. If I do it from here, then we can be sort of subtle and slightly careful and just make things a little bit quicker and easier. Just like this. I don't think the bots can be destroyed. If they can, then I might be about to say oops in a very unconvincing way. There we go. Well, I've helped. I've taken out a significant chunk of the mountain and some of the mountain over here as well, but never mind. I don't think I blew anything up that I care about, but I've made a nice hollow in it. Let's continue down here. This is satisfying and also quicker, but it's a lot less accurate. And that happens sometimes, and I need to make sure that doesn't happen into the middle of my factory, because that would be very unfortunate. I've already blown up more of my factory than I would like to. Oh, there aren't any secret artifacts yet in the version I'm playing, so that's fine. I'm hoping that I'm hoping and suspecting that the drones are indestructible, or at least just don't take damage. I don't have any actual evidence of this, but they do seem to not. Let's try and find out. They've all run away because I'm shooting. Unfortunately, yeah, they've maybe I've blown up so many drones that the ships have gone away to go and get some new ones. I don't know, but they do seem to stop dropping down to do the demolishing. It could just be that the ships are full of soil and they've had to go off and empty. That is a thing that happens. So it's not definite that I've destroyed some drones, but it might be possible. I don't know. Yeah, see they've flown away, but one's coming back again. Right, that's probably enough. I mean, I've helped quite a bit. I've knocked out maybe. I feel like that's probably half the area they're meant to be destroying. So I feel like that's a good start. In hindsight, I should have marked an enormous area of this mountain for destruction, before I went away and solved all of the all the various crises that were happening. But never mind. It's probably okay. And while I'm here, I shall do some more copy pasting and get my snack box being produced a little bit more quickly. Snack, 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 snack. Right, copy and place, and yes, exactly. Yeah, target lost, so the drones flew. You're probably right. There probably was an element of that, but also I think they yeah. But also, I think the ships just filled up with soil because they do that. Right, 3 machines running. What are we short of? Nothing. Why are you not running? Ah, yes, this one. We are. No, we're not sure. How can you? Oh, I probably ran out of red belts. I guess that's probably what happened. I can see a bit of red belt in there with some stuff on it. Right. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I kind of don't want all of these areas to be using red belts. If I could do a mass belt upgrade of the entire factory from red to yellow, just drag it into an upgrade planner across the whole thing, I absolutely would, because the yellow belts are cheap at this point. Even green belts aren't too bad. The blue belts I still feel are kind of expensive, so I don't want to upgrade everything that far. But I'd certainly be happy to upgrade absolutely everything to yellows and probably even to greens. Alright, this is, as I say, is being a bit slow because they have to start at the top. Understandably enough. Let's take out some of the weird floating bits of rock because they offend me. And then yes, the drones will gradually tunnel their way down all the way down here. But I feel like I've got to dig it out all the way directly upwards so that the spaceships can take off. And I think there is the game does complain if you try and put in a spaceport in an area where it can't, you know, see the sky. So that seems fair. Mobile base. Oh, what do you mean by a mobile base? I can see various possibilities of what that could mean, but I'm curious as to what you mean. Oh, I could go and put down some more solar, actually. That'd be a useful thing to do while I'm faffing around. Let's have a look at power consumption and see whether that seems to be a necessary thing to do. So, it's midnight. We're halfway through the night, and we've used about a chunk. We've used a chunk of the... I'd say that's about a quarter of the batteries. So that's pretty good. We've got lots of spare battery capacity, I think. The solar panels are currently producing 0 because it's night time, so there's not a lot I can do. And I can't really tell how well those are doing. And we don't get it, but the batteries are nice and charged, which does sort of imply that we've probably got enough solar production. I do need to have a bit of excess battery capacity because I've got it set so that the steam turbines will turn back on again if we get down to 27. If the batteries get down to sort of 40% charge, and I don't really want that to happen because that's going to use up a lot of coal that I feel like I can't really afford. So, how many have I got now? So I've got 25 batteries, that's 2 rows, 2.5 rows. And I've got lots of batteries. I've got 40 batteries, so that's 4 rows. And I've got 40 solar panels, which is 2 rows. So I could do with quite a lot more solar before I start to match the number of batteries I've got. Although, of course, having just made batteries, having just taken all the batteries, now all of the power cells that are coming along here are getting gobbled up by making batteries. So that's typical, but understandable. Do I have anything you can use? Yes. Yeah, stop falling in the hole. 9. One more, please. 10. That's another half row. Or another half double row. You know what I mean. Solar. So solar's 50. If I get that up to 60, then I can put in another 3 full rows, I think. So I need another 10. I've got 4, and then the battery cells run out. Because, as previously discussed, they're all gone now. They're all going into making the battery packs over here. No, they're coming out at a rate. Let's upgrade this belt. Let's just fly around. Whenever there's a shortage of anything, let's just upgrade all the relevant belts, because why not? Okay, there we go. Oh, it was already a... Huh. Oh no, there's more coming in from the bottom, so we upgrade that as well. Now we've got twice as many coming in. And so now that means we should be putting in a green splitter here. And to be honest, I think a green belt certainly there, and a yellow belt there. It doesn't need to be yellow really, but I feel like if I'm doing these upgrades, I might as well go a decent distance with them. So come over to here, then while I'm upgrading, because I'll upgrade that as well. Right, so yeah, that'll be better. Okay, so that's going to chuck in the batteries into the mall a lot more quickly, to the point where it looks like it's already backed up, so that's really good. Although I do see it's running as a red belt there. Got another 4. Oh, we're short of iron again. Okay, so it's a green belt coming all the way to here, where it suddenly hits a splitter and drops down to red. Well, let's at least make that... No, let's make that green, because there's no point in having a green belt. Well, actually there is, because some of them are being stolen as it comes along here. That's probably going to be alright. I think the red belt does carry through enough batteries to keep the machine making solar panels, so that should be fine. 6. Do I have anything else I can give you? No. 7. 7 solar. If I can get another 3 solar panels, then I feel like I've got a round number, and I can go and put in another few more. 2 more, please. Why is there so little iron over here? And obviously I need to upgrade a belt. I mean, that's a yellow belt already. Is it coming in as a full yellow belt? No, there are bits being split out here and there. Where do you come from? You come from over here. Right, so this should probably be a green belt here. Boink. And therefore a green splitter here. Boink. And we follow this back to the other end. Oh, there's this green stuff already over here. This, I think, this bit probably needs to be blue. Because we've got multiple green belts coming off it. And we've got 2 green belts going in. So, yeah, we'll speed that up to that point. Then we get a full green belt coming off here. Lovely. That means we've got a full yellow belt here. At least once the bit that I've upgraded manages to progress through to this point. And then we're chucking, now we're chucking a full yellow belt into the mall area over here, so things should be a bit better. Oh, that said, there's a bit being stolen over here as well. All right, maybe I need to go green a little bit further along here. So we'll make you green as well. And the splitter that's in here. Can I? Yes, there we go. That one. Right, so now that should basically always be a full yellow belt being fed in here. Now, by the time it gets to the other end of this bit, quite a lot of it is going to have been stolen. Well, actually, no, there's none being stolen here, but it does, yeah, it starts to get stolen as it comes along here, or starts to get used, rather, I should say, because it's not actually being stolen. It's all my iron. It's being used up for whatever I need it for. But you know what I mean. Ooh, there's another 11. Right, okay, that's a good round number now. It's like 60, I think. So I'm happy with that. Let's get back over here and extend my solar. Attach engines to foundation and then and drive the whole thing around. That would be interesting. Very Mortal Engines. But yeah, it would be interesting. Is definitely a word I would use to describe that, I think. Pew pew. Right. Copy paste Imatron. I would like to select an area. I would like to select this area from here to here. Let's get the feet this time. Oh no, I need to do 2 of these to get to here. So we've got the pylon in the right place, and then out to here like that. Then up to wherever. It doesn't really matter. Right, so we can now confirm copy in place, and that's what have I got here? This is 40 batteries and 69 solar panels. 69 solar panels? There's obviously one missing. These are not the numbers I was expecting. But I want to double that. So bring that to here, like so. And then we want to do demolish decor, demolish terrain. Boop. And then we can do a confirm paste and find we don't have remotely enough for everything I've just tried to place. I'm sure... Oh no, it's only the foundation that I'm short of. Interesting. Just a load of foundation missing under there. Now, it sort of implied there was a solar panel missing, I think. Because it said 69, which is not a round number. But they do all appear to be there and present, so I don't know what's going on with that. Let's finish off the cabling while I'm here. So I want one going from... No. One going from there to there, and one going from there to there. I don't want that. I think that's all the cabling I need to do at this point. It should be all the cabling I need to do, but this is still using the old-fashioned system. So I want to pull out that cable, then I want to put in that to there and that to there. Right, now there's just the battery ones visible over there. There's that weird one in the middle because of where I changed the pattern. And that's everything. Right, so these guys aren't going to work at the moment because they haven't got any foundation. But I can go and get the foundation and finish the paste from miles away. That's fine. It feels wrong, kind of, but it's fun. But it's fine. Promise you it's fine. While I'm flying past, how is science doing? Interesting. Some of the early science packs are the ones I'm currently short of. Is there anything funny with this science? No, it's using the same number of all of them. Apparently, the red and blue sciences are being made at a slower rate. I don't see any sign of any shortages here. Okay, let's upgrade the machines then, because I don't want to have a shortage. So, bim, 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 bim. And these ones as well, because I'll have built it at ratio because I tend to with science packs. There, 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 and there. Right, okay, well that's going to help those an enormous amount, and we'll come back another time and see what the science packs we're short of are then. I say an enormous amount, it's only going to have doubled it. Going from tier 1 to tier 3 goes from speed of 1 to speed of 2, so it's not quite as much of an increase as you might hope. Right, oh yes, foundation. You, give me that and that. And then I can go back in here and do a confirm paste. Boop. There's 110 things blocked, apparently. I don't know why. Should I go back over and have a look? I probably should. Alright, let's go and see what's going on with the solar. Why it didn't... it could just be because I'm a long way away, which is fair. I think the game struggles, the copy-paste system struggles a little bit when you're a million miles away and trying to copy-paste something in, which is kind of fair enough because it's a bit ludicrous being able to do a paste from anywhere on the map. I do think you should have to be fairly close. This seems okay. Yeah, okay, so it's happy. Right, so it was just because I was a long way away and it hadn't refreshed or hadn't done something anyway. Right, and it is 9 o'clock in the morning. The sun came up fairly recently, and if we have a look at the grid stats down here, we will see that we are generating 416 megawatts. The batteries are actually they'd used up more than half the battery, but that's fine. Part of that might be because I've just chucked in a load of new batteries overnight, so not too worried about that. 416 megawatts, and significantly more than half of that is being pumped into the batteries. So that looks pretty good. My next thought, actually, have I got the radio tower turned on? If I switch over to station management, nope, the radio tower is turned off because it uses a silly amount of power, and I was apparently a bit short of power. Where am I going? Where am I? Okay, I'm going this way. There's my radio tower. Let's go and turn it on because I've got lots of power available now. Because it's quite nice sometimes to be able to contact the space station, even when I'm not by the console. Come over here. Boop. Yeah, so this thing, the radio tower, uses 10 megawatts, which is rather a lot. At least when I built it, it was a huge amount. Now, I mean, it's still more than 10% of the amount of power that's being used by all my high voltage stuff. But it's only about 5% of the power being used by the entire factory. Maybe a bit more than 5%. I'm using slightly less than 200 megawatts at the moment. Okay. Let's go and see if the mining drones have dug out enough of the cliff face yet for me to actually tell them to do. Actually, I want them to dig out twice as much, and there's still more to go. Nope, they are definitely coming down, digging top down now, it seems. So this is going to take... I mean, they've made good progress, but I accidentally dug further in here, so it's taken them quite a long time. I should probably tidy all of this up and make the edges a bit neater, rather than having whatever weird and random pattern it is that I'm cutting out here. But I want to build my spaceport, and I want to build a second spaceport for this one as well. This second new robot thing I've made. So actually, I do need another 10 across, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way across to here. So yeah, basically, I just need this whole area to be hollowed out, and I need something else to do while I'm waiting. I guess the next thing to do might be, well, I was going to say the next thing to do might be make either another type of drone bot or make the next type of robot. The problem with that is in order to do either of those, I'm going to need to dig out this cliff face here. So, yeah, I really should have set them doing that, working on that, digging everything out before I came out and before I went off and started fixing all the various crises I was having. I don't need more iron yet. I think the next thing the next one of the basic materials I'm going to need more of is probably going to be copper, because we are ripping through a massive quantity of that. As far as I'm aware, I can't bring up a production graph in this game to show how much of each of the different things I'm getting through. I'm not aware of that being a thing. If it is, please let me know and I'll bring it up and have a look. But I'm not aware of it being a thing. Maybe a worthwhile thing to do would be to continue the oil production thing. So dig an additional tunnel from here through the mountain down to here, and then off this way, and go off and tap this oil patch and maybe this one as well, and have them being pumped in as well, so it takes a lot longer for us to run out of oil. The question then is, do I want to prioritise using this patch up first? Do I want to, or maybe one of these patches first, or do I want to use them all in basically in parallel? And I think I might as well use them in parallel since I don't have any alarms set up. I don't really know. But yeah, I think that's a worthwhile thing to do. So let's go off and dig some more tunnels through this mountain. Maybe we can get the boring machine out again. Somewhere over the mountain in a hole. Here we go. Here's the hole. I should have gone and got some mining. Oh, well, actually, I'll drop in here. I'll pull out this pipe, and then I'll go and get the boring machine running, and go and get some more. What do you call them? It's what do you call them? It's go and get some more. Get some more pump jacks for digging the oil up. Pull that up back out to, okay, fine. Almost close enough. Take that out as well. If I take that out, then I should have room to put the boring machine in. And that. Oh, actually, there was plenty of room over here. Never mind. Boring machine. There it is. You go there. And do I have any fuel? I didn't think of that before I came out here. Yeah, there we go. 53 biomass. That'll keep it going for a bit. Right. So I am currently at 181409. I want to go to here. Which is 52170. Okay, well, let's go to here first and then work it out from there. So I want to go to here, which is 409, 726. So I need to go 320. Okay. No, close that, close that. 320, that's quite a long way. I don't know if I'm going to have enough fuel in here to do that, but we're going to give it a shot. Go. Right, and while that goes, I'm going to head back and go and get some more pump jacks. And then probably run, I don't know, do I want to run a pylons all the way along here? Or do I want to say, never mind? Yeah, actually, I am going to run pylons all the way along there, because I'm going to need to put in pumps every so often to keep the fluid flowing, and pumps require power, so I can't just whack in a solar farm at the end to power the mine. I'm going to need the fuel. Oh, more fuel for the boring machine. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Pump jacks. Lava smell for pump jack. There we go. This guy. I've got 10. I'd quite like to have 20 so I can do both patches and have 10 on each one. So we'll come back here in a moment. In the meantime, what were we saying? Oh yeah, more fuel. Yeah. I could pick up some coal rubble, I suppose. It'd probably run on that. Or I could just shoot some trees. Let's just shoot some trees. Pew! Pew! Right, there we go. I've got 50 biomass now. That should do nicely. Oh, true. That's a good idea. Yeah. I don't want the light pole. I want the assembly machine. No, I said I want the assembly. There's I run into issues with the what do you call it? The clipping when you Yeah, when you're running past things or then you could, yes, the things are actually the model size, but when you try and select a thing, it's the size of the entire bounding box around it. So if I point here and press Q, it tries to select the light pole, which is not what I want at this point in time. Oh, we've got 11 in there now. That'll do. Whee! Some progress has been made, but it's not particularly fast. I mean, I could. To be fair, I could just go over there and use my bots to help out. Maybe I should, and I stop being and stop being quite so lazy. But it's more interesting to go off and do other things, I think. Bonk. What's happened here? That's ridiculous. I mean, I know exactly what's happened there, but it's still ridiculous. Boink. Put it the sensible way around, please. Okay. Yeah, so the base is actually attached to the wall. That makes a lot more sense than having it sort of at a weird angle. The game will let you put them at a weird angle. It doesn't snap building. I mean, this counts as a building, doesn't it? It doesn't snap these things to the wall in quite the way I would sort of expect it to. You know what? I reckon I could blueprint this, and this would be a lot. It might. Oh no, it wouldn't be easier. No, because I was going to say I could blueprint it, but then it wouldn't line the. It wouldn't actually join them together. If I just blueprinted one of them, I could blueprint two and it'd join every other one together. But this is probably. I don't think it's worth it. I could blueprint 10 of them, but then if it was too far, then I'd have too many of them. It's not like Factorio where things will automatically join together. Right, okay, we've run out of fuel. Yeah. Last fault, missing fuel. Yeah, fine. Have some more of that. Right, so where have we got to? No, because then you get two pylons joined. My screen. Two pylons joined together. That'd be fine. But then immediately next to that, you get another two pylons that are joined together, but not joined to the first ones. I don't believe that would work based on my understandings. Where are we going to? We're going to here, which is 720. We've got 616, so we need to do another 105. So you got 2/3 of the way there. That's not too bad, I suppose. I would still just be happy with a drag and drop like Factorio's pylons, where you just run along sideways like this, with the mouse button held down, and it'll just slap one down every maximum distance automatically. That would be great, and absolutely, I'd be absolutely fine with that as a way of doing it that doesn't involve it having to work out what you want things to be attached to. I'd also be quite like to be able to do that with belts and pipes and things, and just keep running and dragging them as I go. Because as it is, you can build about 30 or 50 or something like that, and then it stops, as I'll demonstrate in a second. So you can't just turn your brain off and just zoom along and have everything just get placed as you go. So if I come over here and grab the pipe again, for example, if I just move along like this, I can place down 38 apparently, and then it stops, and then you have to do another 38. But if you go slightly too far, it doesn't bother to place any of them, and that's infuriating. It doesn't even do it up to the maximum distance. It just doesn't do any. So you then have to fly back your 38 or whatever. So I tend to try and place slightly less than the maximum. And the selecting mountains for demolition tool is like that as well. It has the same problem. I've gone too far. Made my pipe too long. Probably here is fine. Nope. Still too long. Go back another two pylons. I suppose I could just go bop, and it'll tell me we've gone 340. Okay, so here is probably fine. Yeah, nice. Right, so now I can put a pump in here. Yeah, so there are a few things that I think could make the building building, particularly of these long sort of pipe runs and belt runs and that sort of thing, a little bit easier that we don't have. Could you please just snap to the pipe? Why does it not snap to the pipe? You know where you're supposed to go. Come on. You've got an obvious input and an obvious output. Stop being silly. We'll use other mode then for things that are being silly. And then plug that in there. Yeah, so I'd like to be able to just drag, even if it places them down as you're actually. Well, if I use a smart mode, can I go any further? Okay, smart mode will go as far as you want. That's interesting. I will have to remember that. I don't know if I will, but I'll have to. Right, now are you where I want you to be? Yes. So we now want to turn that way. And then we want to go from where we are now to here, which is at 555. So that's 370. That's quite a long way. I think it should have the fuel for that, but we'll find out. Go! Yeah. No, not that way round. That looks ridiculous. Stop it. This is what I mean about this is the other thing I was talking about. You can put it the wrong way round, so with the wrong part stuck on the wall. But so you need to remember to rotate them if the game has, if you've gone round a corner or something. Didn't mean to do that. Let's do that. There we go. If you've gone round a corner, or if you've placed something else, so your current pointing direction is wrong. Oh, that was my fault. I pressed the right mouse button when I didn't mean to. I'm not blaming the game for that one. Not blaming the game for my klutzery. Right, so we should be at the oil. We're not at the oil patch. Have we run out of fuel again? We have. That's weird. I thought I put in more fuel this time than I did last time, and it's gone less distance. That's weird. Right, so this is the end of the line. I have no more fuel. I need to go and punch some more trees, but I'm way under. Oh, I'm not right under a mountain now. We've nearly emerged. So all right, let's pop up and have a look around. Ta-da! It's a barren, featureless wasteland, and there's no vegetation around that we can burn. All right, let's go and grab a bit of this. Foundry is a little bit like Satisfactory in that it's a 3D, Factorio. It's a 3D factory game. However, I would say it's not like Satisfactory because it doesn't have a lot of the same problems that Satisfactory did. I personally prefer it. So, it takes more fuel to dig through stone. That makes sense. And I prefer it to Satisfactory. I find it's got a lot less of the aggravating things where things don't line up and join up properly than Satisfactory did. And you can dig holes everywhere as well, which is fantastic. And speaking of holes, I have absolutely no idea where I came out now. This is going to be fun. It was somewhere around here. I think there's a funny. Is that funny mark on the map where it came out? No. Oh dear. I have in fact lost my hole. I should have put a flag on it or something. Yeah, there's no enemies. It's more sort of. It feels more Factorio than Satisfactory does. I think. It's sort of Factorio but in a Minecraft world. That's the way I've been describing it. And I think I think it's a good description. It feels reasonable and accurate and stuff. There is a dirty mark on it. Oh no, that's the dirty mark on this bit. That's not where I came through then. I have absolutely no idea where I popped out. I'm just actually, in hindsight, just very glad I didn't come out underwater because that would have made a mess in my tunnel. I think I might have to go back and come back along the tunnel again, which is very, very silly. I can see actually I am in line more or less with Oh, that might be it. I can't see through my exhaust plume. Right, yeah, I do need. Yes, I do need to put a warp pipe on the exit. I didn't really intend that to be a permanent exit. I just wanted to pop up and get some fuel and go straight back in again. But now I can't find my way back in, so I feel very, very silly. Yes, I don't know. No problem. Let's play. It's really good. I would say it's my second favourite factory game. Factorio obviously gets first place. Yeah, there's not much that can beat that, but can beat it. But this is, I would say, is my second favourite. No, that was. Oh, hey, is this a patch of coal? It is. Which means I'm way too far off to the north. Yes, I would definitely recommend what am I playing? Foundry. Yes, it's very good. I've been really enjoying it. It is still early access, as you can tell by the little flag thing in the top left corner of the screen. And so there are a few things that haven't been finished yet. So, for example, they're going to be putting trains in the next major. The major update after the next one. The next one's going to be a relatively small one. They're adding in caves. Caves auto-generate as part of the world gen. They're adding in what else is going in the next update? Oh yeah, an equivalent to Factorio's module system. So it's going to be one of the things you do in this game is make robots that you then sell. But they're putting in a system where you can then use those robots as essentially as Factorio style modules. So you build what is essentially a beacon, and then that allows you to. Run. You can. Sorry, it's getting late. You build it's what's essentially a beacon, and then you assign robots to it, and they will work on the beacon, allowing your buildings to run slightly faster or slightly more productively or slightly better in one way or another. So yeah, that's going to be coming in the next upgrade, in the next update. Where are we? It's 554. 200 as good as 300. Let's just go. There we go. So yeah, that's going to be in the in the next update, and then the one after that, they promised proper trains, so I won't need to run. So I'll still need to make massive tunnels like this, but when I make a massive tunnel, I can then run a train down it and call it the London Underground. Ooh, we have emerged. We found the outside. Fortunately, my boring machine can fly. So we'll just let that go like that. Oh yeah, like power shards or yes, basically yes, that's exactly the same sort of thing, but with a slightly different twist because it's a slightly different game basically. Oops, didn't mean to knock out quite that much. Yeah, which I think should be. It looks like quite a good way of doing things. Well, I'll wait to make my sort of final decision until the update is actually released, of course. But for my impressions of the way they've described it, make me think that it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be a nice extra thing to add into the game, and also it's going to be a reason to build all of these robots other than money. Because one of the things I've said before, and I think I said before the update actually was announced. Look at that! It's just taking the edge off the mountain. Is that I don't like the. One of the things I think would be nicer is if you had a use for the robots you're making other than just selling them. So you spend all this time making all these robots and you sell them on the intergalactic market or interstellar market, fine. But I think it'd be nicer if you could actually use them for something yourself. And it feels like that's what they're adding in now. You can use them to generate stuff. Where's this patch? Okay, it's the other side of this lake. Okay. I may not need your services anymore. Can we demolish the mining drill, please? Apparently not. Stop! I said stop. Stop. Fine. Demolish. Oh, for goodness sake. Try again. Demolish. I'm aware that I'm standing in the thing that I'm demolishing, but I've still got enough. Right. What rubbish am I carrying? I've got some seeds. I don't care about those. Those can go. I've got some tundra dirt. I don't care about that. That can go. I've got most of this is sort of nominally useful stuff. I could chuck away a load of this soil, but I'm sort of keeping it for I don't know what reasons, but I am. Let's see if that's given me enough inventory space to demolish it. What is in this thing anyway? What's in here? Why is this so full? Oh, tundra dirt does not stack. Or doesn't stack properly. That's interesting. Well, we'll take all of that. If I take this manually like so, then I can junk it like this. No, if I... Is it shift? Control. Junk that like that. Now I can probably demolish the vehicle. Splash! That was inevitably going to go slightly wrong. Okay, let's extend the pipe over, and then maybe we'll put in some solar power for the over here for these drills, so I don't have to go back and get more large pylons. Or maybe I'll just do it properly and go back and get some more large pylons. Right, smart drag, go. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's check the complexity of this pipe system. It's at 292. All right, I'm putting in a pump here because this is a really good place for a pump. Because otherwise, if I make the pipes too long, then much like in the new version of Factorio, make the pipe too long, then your pumps can't. Then it doesn't work. You need to put pumps in every so often to split it up. Could we put this on the end of the pipe, please? Apparently not. Close enough. All right, so link that to that. There we go. That's powered, and then we can continue the pipe. Wait, I'm not supposed to be doing it like this. Right, how much? How complicated are you? You're 20, right, so if I now do this with the smart mode, 20, and try and get this in a straight line, I can do 280 before it'll cry. So I'll aim for about 200, well, that's 110, so I've got another 170. Or let's say, oh, there's another 100, 110. So that's 60 left. Where am I compared to the oil patch? Oh, very nearly on it. Okay. Alright, so somewhere down here, there is an oil patch. I wonder how far down it is. Let's get out the scanometron. Bing! Did I face the pump the wrong way? I might have done. It is the sort of thing I may have screwed up. That's not too far underground. I think this is a, let's just dig a substantial hole point as far as I'm concerned. Right, so I want to dig up from about there to about there. So that's, actually, let's cancel that for a second. How big is a pump jack? A pump jack is 3 by 3. Okay, so if I want 10 of them, then it'll need to be 15 by 7. And we'll try and center it on that pipe because why not? 1, 2, 3. So 15 by 7. There we go. And turn my drones on. Get these guys to do all the digging for me. I might as well. They're very good at it, and they're It's much easier than doing it myself. I just sort of stand in the middle of the hole, and they'll do all the hard work. Lovely. Yes, if I make the pipe too long, then it goes red and angry and tells me I'm doing things wrong. Now, I could have dug a much neater, smaller and neater hole than this and gone in sort of with a pinhole, but people keep asking me to make open cast mines because they are because they hate the environment or something. So who am I to deny them? There we go. Yes, this is going to be another. Oh well, here we are. We found the oil. Yes, this is going to be a source of oil that's going to be then taken back to the base for turning into plastic and everything else. Okay, I might not have made this quite the right size and shape. Let's nibble out a little bit more of this and then go to remove area mode. Turn off my drones. There we go. And now I can select from there to there to there. There we go. Right, so that's stopped my drones are no longer being told to dig any more stuff out. Now, this hasn't worked quite as I hoped. I think I'm going to need to do a little bit more trimming here. So let's go from there to, I still need to be 7 wide. There to there, and then cut that bit out. Turn my drones back on. Off we go. Let's see if we can find any more of that oil patch. Because I don't think I've quite got enough room to put 10 drills on it. That said, with this being a sort of a secondary patch, I don't need it to be being drilled up at full speed. In fact, so let's put the drills on it and see how things look. So pump jack is that guy. I want to put these right. I need to have the pipe things in the middle like that. So I'll start here. Can I go here? No, I can't go here. So that's as far out as I can go. 1, 2. Can I put in a third? I can put in a third one. That's good. So put a third one there. And then I have a second row along here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can put in another row. It went green. I saw green earlier. Go green again. Okay. Put one there. And one. There. Okay. That's 8. That's a pretty good number. Let's go with that. Now I need to bring my pipe over here as well, and I'm going to need power over here. So I'm going to need to go back to base to get some more pylons, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well, c'est la vie. Right, bring it to there, and then go. Why are you not using the smart mode? Probably isn't going to work very well here. Actually, it might work for link. Once I put these in, it'll probably work quite well for linking everything together. That there, and if no, not that way. Actually, that'll work if I do it. Then do it that way. Put that down there. And also realised that I forgot to put in a third one here, so I'll put that in like that. Then we can smart mode. Go from there to, okay, I need to go down a bit. Down, down, down. Down. Goes in there. And then along. Oh, it's trying to be too smart. The simple straight line one would actually have been easier for that bit in the middle, but never mind. And no, that goes from there to there. Lovely enough. It's not quite the shape of pipe I was intending it to come out horizontally and then go down, but this is fine too. Right, link all of these together with cable like this. Boop, 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 boop. And then, yeah, I've run out of pylons. I've run out of both types of I've only got the little ones, the wall-mounted pylons, and I feel silly using them outside. What I need is about 3 more of the big ones, so I can just go around the edge of this. Maybe 5 more of the big ones, so I can just go around the edge of this lake. But it's a bit irritating that I've run out. But never mind. Let's fly back over to the base, grab those, and come back and drop them in place. So there is a cancel option to clear out all instructions for digging, if that's what you're referring to. But the problem with that is I've got that area over here in the factory where I want the digging to carry on. Where is the area that I'm digging out in the factory? I've got this bit. Have they finished? Yeah, I've got this bit over here, and I want the drones to carry on digging that out because that still needs to be finished off. Although, oh no, it's not quite ready. So I didn't want to cancel that. I just wanted to cancel the new bit that I'd spec'd over there. I should probably spec some more of that as well, but I'm not going to do that until this bit's finished. What do I want? Oh yeah, pylons. So there are 2 types of ore patch in this. There are the normal ones, of which that oil patch that I've gone out to get is functionally a normal one. Oil is slightly different, but it's functionally pretty much the same. It's where are large pylons? It works in the same way, in that you go out, you find a patch, you put drills on it, stuff comes out, you deal with the stuff. Okay, it's a fluid rather than a solid. Doesn't really matter. It's still an ore patch, and it gradually gets used up, and eventually these run out. So I used this. This was my first one. I used that up first. The game has silly names for all the resources, so I'll just carry on calling them oil though. So I used that one up. Then I branched out to this one down here. That one ran out that one ran out last stream, and I didn't realise, so I fixed that today. And I've now put in another one down here, and I'm going to go off to another one down here as well, just to get a bit of safety. Oh yeah, and I put one in up here. So yeah, the oil patches do run out. The ore patches, if they're rectangles like these ones, this is iron. It's called xenoferrite. This is iron. These will run out eventually. And I had starter patches of iron and copper in this sort of area here at the top of my bus. And then I had another iron patch here, and I've got another one here that I'm still using, but is significantly depleted. Stone over here, similarly, this is another one. There was a patch up here which I've completely used up. This is my current stone patch for making glass at least. And that is getting gradually depleted. However, there is also the hexagonal patches. These are ore veins. This is a copper ore vein. And that means you can put in a different type of mining drill that you get later on in the game, and you get a lot more out of it. Eventually they do still run dry, but when they do, you can then put a fracking tower on top of them and pump, and as long as you keep supplying them with fracking fluid, then they become infinite resource patches. So it's sort of a bit like Factorio in that most of them do eventually run out, but then it's also a bit like Satisfactory in that there are some infinite ones, although you do need to pump another resource into them to get the infinite resources out of them. So far I've tapped a copper vein there, an iron vein over here, this one, and a tellurite vein, which is a sort of a weird thing for making advanced computer parts. Sorry, telluxite over here. That was my first one, actually. That was the first or vein mining I did. And that was the first place I got telluxite from. So there's a few of those that I've tapped. At some point, I'll probably go off and get a coal one and a stone one, if I can find them. There's a coal one, for example, way off in the distance over there. There may be some stone ones. They're kind of slightly harder to... Oh, there's a stone one, for example, but that's very, very long way away. Or, alternatively, because I don't use stone or... if I don't use stone and coal as much as the other resources, I can carry on just using the more local ones. So, for example, to run a blast furnace, which is the most efficient way of making iron or copper, you need a supply of coal, which I'm bringing in from up here down a long tunnel, and a supply of stone, which is coming from this patch and again down the long tunnel, and they're all being supplied to my blast furnace over here. So the iron patch will never run out, but the stone patch will, and the coal will. But hopefully they will last a lot longer than if I went off to find than if I perhaps had a coal patch, than if I used an infinite coal patch and then used the iron patch and then used the iron normal patches around it. Does that make sense? I rambled a little bit there, but hopefully it made some sense to you. Yeah, and you can also do productivity researches with your ores as well, and get more, so you get more of them out of the ground in the same way that you would in Factorio. But yeah, so eventually, the initial patches do run out, but later on you get ones that don't. So, if you were a large pylon, where would you be hiding? That's a normal pylon. Where's the yeah, that is the large pylon. Steel and plastic. Okay. So steel is there, plastic is there underneath. Okay, so it'll be somewhere along this row. Large pylon, there we go. Yoink, there's only 10 in there. This is another candidate for upgrading, I think, because I would like to have larger numbers of large pylons available for me. There we go. So I'll buffer slightly more of them. But 10 should be enough for what I was trying to finish off over there. That patch is doing quite well. You never know, I might be able to put that in before the end of the stream, but no promise. Ooh, actually, I'm running low on fuel, jetpack fuel. I don't want to run out of jetpack fuel, that would be very embarrassing, so let's get some more of that before I go away. Doomp. Gimme. There we go, 5 gigajoules again. Right, why are you guys all stopped and being lazy? What's going on? Have you gone on strike? It's not full of trash. It's just sitting there. They've got their drones. It's not, so I didn't actually blow. It doesn't look like I actually did blow them up earlier, despite trying. So we've got 4 construction ships just sitting here, and there's an important construction job over here that just isn't happening. No, not that gun. Let's clear this out. Oh, apparently I pressed T and disabled construction ships. That was a mistake. So there we go. Now it's taking off again. No, I don't need to clear and redo. I need to not press the wrong keys on the keyboard, apparently. I didn't even realise that was an option. And it makes sense because you often want to choose whether you do it with your personal drones when you're right next to it, or with the bigger ones from miles away. Okay, let's play. Well, thanks for dropping by, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you again sometime. As I say, I can strongly recommend this game. It's great. I've been really enjoying it, and as I say, I would say it's the second best Factory game I've played. I have also played DSP and Satisfactory, and yeah, I'm enjoying this one a lot more. So yeah, can definitely recommend it. Splash. Right, I want to fill in the gap underneath this because it looks silly. There we go. A bit of foundation for the... I say foundation. I've usually been calling the other stuff foundation, but you know, I think this totally counts when I use it like that. Right, let's run another cable from there to how far can we go? One of the other problems with this is I can't tell whether it's going red because I can't put it there because the terrain's weird, or whether it's going red because I can't put it there because it's too far. But apparently that's all right. So we'll put one there. Then we'll put one here. Here, yes. I may need to destroy that. That rock is clearly in the way, so we're going to destroy that. Have you tried not being there? There we go. Boom. And then we'll probably inevitably find that these cables are not long enough to reach all the way to... Yeah. Oh no, it is long enough. Sweet. Right, there we go. So now we are pumping. Pumping. We can fill the pipes up. Yeah, that's going to find its way back to the factory eventually, and we can then use that to make sure we don't run out of oil for a while. There's even that convenient coal patch tucked into the side of the mountain over here, which I noted on my way through and then sort of basically ignored. Right, and disappear back into the tunnel again. Shoop. So yeah, that pump is the correct way around. Because, yes, the stuff is being pumped this way back into the factory. And if we look in here, we'll see that there is, in fact, none in here. But some has gone through. But there's basically none in there because it's being pulled out by a pump further down the other end as well. As we'd expect. Okay, so from here, I was thinking that probably I'll extend this tunnel down here and across this way to go over to this patch as well. Can I be bothered to do that right now? I think I can. Let's at least set the boring machine running. So we'll get the Zappamatron and we'll go hold the button down, Laurence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get the boring machine back out again. There it is. Put it that way. Come in here. Right, and you're going to need some fuel. Have we got any trees left? Yes, we have. Excellent. Those can go in there. And then we're going to want to go, so at the moment we are at minus 181. I want to go down to here, which is, no, we're going to 725 to 1008. So that's 275, call it 280, that'll be close enough. Distance. 280. And off you go. And I'm not hanging around here. I'm going to go back and see if the robots have finished drilling out that hole so I can put in the spaceport. Because I want to get those robots being shipped. The small bots, the little ones I'm selling, being shipped off to the space station so we can start selling them. It's a long old tunnel. But once we pop out at the end, then maybe I can just vault over the mountain and be in more or less the right place. Okay, the digging is happening still. It's still taking place. We are very nearly there. Look at that. That's almost there. There's only 2 rows of soil left. I kind of want to put in more instructions to demolish most of the rest of this mountain, but I also really, really want this bit to be finished first. I can come in here and lend a little bit of a hand like that, can't I? Yeah, we can just pull out a little bit here because I don't need it to go in too far. So if I just run along, knocking out a bit like that, and that one, there we go. Now I can turn my drones off again. And now I can put in that spaceport I've been carrying around in my pockets for the last 2 months. This guy here, shipping pad, you go this way round. And we put you there, and then we go, oh wait, I didn't put down enough foundation. And we come back and fix it. Fix it afterwards. So that goes from there to, yeah, there really. Boink, like that. And then we go, oh yeah, of course, I need to put in an actual inserter. So we do that, and then that. Oh no, we don't. Wait, what? Oh, I haven't configured the pad. That's the problem. Fine. Configure shipping pad. Transport wares from the factory to the space station. And this is going to be doing the snacky bots, isn't it? No, it isn't. Yes. No, this is going to be doing the cleaning bots. And we would like to use those and... Oh, no, we would like to use those two. That's all fine. Minimum amount of transport. 100... Full ships, please. Confirm that. Right. Good. And now they can go in. and I think I've got one, so I can chuck that, 2, so I can chuck them in as well. Right, so that's those done. I'm not going to be putting the next one in because all of this needs to be dug out yet, and I'm getting impatient. And I think this is going to be a good point to end the stream because it is nearly tomorrow, and I got to bed very, very late last night because it was New Year's Eve and I was at a party. So you know how it is. So I'll just put down another deconstruction instruction while I'm doing some outro, and say thank you very much everyone who's been watching. How wide is this going? This is going to be 15 wide. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. It's been nice to get back to playing Foundry because I didn't play it last week because it was Christmas. So it's good to be back. And make some progress and actually get to a point where I feel like I'm making good progress because I've solved all of the issues I was having with shortages of resources. So yeah, I'd say things are going really, really well. I'm in a great place for the game. What else is going on the channel? Well, today is actually Thursday. So normally I stream this game on Wednesdays, as you may or may not know. So I will be back to stream some more Foundry next Wednesday at 8 PM as usual. But we'll be back also on Monday when we should be playing at 7:30 when we'll be playing some more Factorio Planetary Pioneers. There's also going to be videos coming out Thursdays and Fridays for the foreseeable future. Things have been a little bit weird this week with the videos, but in general they come out every Thursday and Friday, and supporters get early access to them. So yeah, if you want to throw some money my way, you can see all the videos a little bit early, and sometimes come along and play with some of the other things we do as well. Right, I think that's everything I have to have for you, and it's been, as I say, time to go to bed. So thank you very much for watching, and yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, all that sort of stuff, so you don't miss out on the future streams. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Right. So yeah, good night, Let's Play, good night, Sphere, good night, Regular, good night, Nagard, good night, Board Easy. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye. Oh, actually, if you're watching on Twitch, hang around for a moment or two, and I'll go off and find somebody to go off and raid, because it's always nice to do a raid at the end of a stream. So let's have a look. Twitch raid. Actually, let's mute the game because I'm making lots of noise for you. Right. Is anyone playing Foundry? The odds are relatively small because it's not that popular a game, which is a bit of a shame. Oh no, there's 3 people playing Foundry. Gosh. They're all in foreign though. Oh no, this one, no, let's take it back, this one's in English. Right, let's go and join someone else's stream. Start raid. Right, we will be raiding in 10 seconds. Thank you very much everyone who's been watching. I will see you all on Monday. Bye bye.